Let me go back to the chat. Yo! What's going on, people? How we doing today? It is I, Jace, the pickup scientist. How we feeling? What's going on? Hey, Philip. Welcome. Applying for scholarships to college right now? Fair enough. Good luck with that. I'll be praying for you. He's a fellow creator in your field. Who? I have no idea who you're talking about. I'm guessing whatever you wrote before that particular statement, TikTok decided to take away. So you want to write that again? Because all I see from you, Wadud Ali, is he's a fellow creator in your field. I don't know who we're talking about though. I'm gonna let the guys know you're here. Thank you, appreciate that. I keep forgetting to do that before, I pop up here. I'm always doing it as like an impulsive thing. I just kind of drove back home and I just went, you know what? If I get out the car, fire this up before I go upstairs. But yeah, what's going on with you guys, people? How we doing today? How we feeling? How'd our day go? Got a lot of stuff done. A couple things in there I couldn't because of interesting circumstances, but regardless, still a very productive day. Can't complain too much, And I get to see some family I haven't seen in a long time tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. What's going on with you guys? How we feeling? Yo, what's going on, Abubakar? How you doing? The movie focus was Ass, Will Smith ain't him. I remember you, Ovied. You're like one of my biggest trolls on my page. You're very entertaining. I'll give you that. You're very entertaining. Damn, we up here. Indeed. How you doing, Onyx? What's going on? What's up? How you doing? I don't know you, Tamwa. Welcome back. Did you make the book list? I already did that a long time ago. I have a book recommendations playlist on my TikTok, and I have a book recommendations video on my YouTube. Already done that a long time. You must be new here. Go to my YouTube. Type in Jace the Pickup Scientist. You'll get to my YouTube, and then type in book recommendations. You should see all the books I tell you guys to read all the time on there. All of them. Hey, Q-Ball. Welcome. I think you're the first mod in today. You and Philip are. It's going to be... Oh, Philip is the first mod for sure, yeah. And then you're the second. Welcome. I tried, but how they going to end the movie with him going to the emergency room ending? That's a good ending. That's not I don't know about the best ending, but the fact that everything kind of got resolved in the end, that was not bad. Besides, it's not the ending I watched that movie for. It's the entire science behind it. I do feel like there's movies out there, right? I hope I don't come off as elitist in my thinking or the way I'm going to say this, but I do believe there's a lot of media out there that requires you to have a certain level of IQ to understand. And those are the ones I gravitate towards, honestly, because I like complex shit. I like Inception. I like Lucy. I like Focus. I like The Best Offer. I like Exam. You probably don't even know The Best Offer or Exam. Those are British-based movies, Those are really amazing psychological thrillers. I highly recommend them. They have nothing to do with game, to be honest. Well, The Best Offer does. In my part 2 of what media you should watch, it's going to be there. You're going to see it. But Exam in particular doesn't really have much to do with game, but it's amazing. It's an amazing psychological thriller. There's another movie out there called In Time. It has Justin Timberlake in it. Amazing fucking movie. Amazing psychological thriller. So yeah, I love psychological thrillers of all kinds, whether it's in movies, whether it's in TV, whether it's in anime or regular cartoons, whatever. I fuck with those. And a lot of people don't enjoy that genre because a lot of people don't like to be mentally stimulated like that. It has to be easy to digest and super broken down and lacking in any nuance for most people to enjoy it. But I'm not to say that makes me a better person for liking what I like. I'm just saying I understand why a lot of people would enjoy less complex shit like that. How long have I been live? I literally just got here, Profilo. Don't worry, I just got here. You're fine. No, I ain't been here a few months, man. That's fair. That's fair. Just go to my YouTube. You'll see all my book recommendations, man. Don't worry. It's all there. You'll see it. It's a bunch of weird books that I wish... Okay, you know what? I probably got to do that. Because I feel like that would be another cool source of income for me to have, you know? Income source number... What would that be? 6, 7? But I can start doing book recommendations for like the TikTok shop and have y'all just buy it from there, which would be dope for me and dope for you guys as well. So you don't have to go like create accounts or buy from somewhere else that you don't trust or whatever. Because I feel like a lot of those books should be on TikTok, and that'll be cool. That'll be cool. Books like The Way of the Superior Man should be on TikTok. Books, I don't know about Sperm Wars. I don't know about The Mystery Method. But hopefully Rollo Tomasi's The Rational Male is on here. Hopefully. Then I can just redo like, you know, the book recommendations videos and put a TikTok shop link there and you guys can get them from there. That'd be dope. Is the problem with being 100% protector is that hold on. You okay? This has been written terribly. You stop rushing when you guys are writing grammar so I can like understand you. So I'm gonna try to read it in a way that makes sense for everybody. Is the problem with being 100% protector that you're gonna be a lone wolf? Okay, so basically you're asking if being 100% protector means you're gonna be a lone wolf. I mean, it's one of the problems, but it's not the main one. The main one is the fact that it's not just being a lone wolf. It's being seen by others as completely reprehensible. It's not being able to get others to cooperate with you. Like, lone wolf is cool. Lone wolf is, I walk alone. I walk by myself. I choose to be alone. When you're 100% protector, you don't choose loneliness. It finds you. You're forced into it. You're forced into your own self-isolation because no one else will fuck with you like that, because no one else really trusts you like that, you know? Plus, it's bad for your reputation in general. Aside from just getting girls, it's bad for your reputation in all aspects, and especially business too. Like, there's a lot of cutthroat business guys like that are like 100% protector types in their behavior, and yeah, those are the guys no one trusts, man. Those are the guys no one trusts. You can't trust that kind of guy to do business, clean business with you. You can't trust them to not fuck you over because they're that selfish, you know? In Time, a good one too. It's a great movie. It really is. Shout out to Justin Timberlake. It's his, in my opinion, his greatest acting performance. And against an army of providers with power, you're gonna lose. In terms of like being 100% protector type, like, it depends on what you're fighting in, though. Like, it's not, there's certain games out there, and this is something I probably got to talk about. There's certain games and aspects of life out there where being a provider is better, right? It's not that the protector wins every single time, but there's certain, like, again, most of them it's going to be the protector, like the vast majority of them. But there's very few games out there where being the provider actually wins. But again, it only ever wins short term, not, you know, long term. Like, I'll give you an example, and this is what I tell guys that genuinely want to do this. If you really do want to be a stepfather, like, that's what you want to do, you really want to play stepdaddy role, you want to be the father that has stepped up, you're probably gonna, not even probably, you're definitely gonna win better in that game demonstrating provider type characteristics and being more of a base provider. In fact, women only ever choose provider types to be stepfathers. So if you ever want a chance at being the father that stepped up, so to speak, you better work on being a provider type at your core, right? Now, granted, the major disadvantages with those is, one, you're dedicating a lot of your time and resources to propagating someone else's seed. Two, there's very little reward for being a stepfather, no matter how hard you try. Like, there's a good chance your stepchildren won't respect you or love you the way you want them to. There's a good chance the woman herself doesn't respect or love you. Not even a good chance. Like, she definitely doesn't respect or love you. Women don't make men they respect stepfathers. In fact, if you're able to do the stepfather thing, you're not gonna get the respect you think women will give you. It's just, women don't choose, like, men like me, for instance. No woman is gonna be like, oh yeah, that guy, I'm gonna make him raise my kids. That's never gonna happen, right? So again, if you just want to be stepfather, if you just want to play that role, you just be a provider. You'll win. You'll win in that. Let's see. Yapping for nobody. That's cute. Don't kick him out though, mods, please. Leave Tom here. He'll, learn as he goes. Don't do that. Just ignore him. Just let him learn. They always start out hating, but eventually the admiration will be there. That's fine. Would a good rule of thumb be to provide value only where it's asked for you in a situation as a form of equity or rewarding compliance of some form? Well, imagine I took that same kind of mindset with you guys, with TikTok, right? If I just went, oh no, I'm only going to provide value if it's asked of me. Like, no, that's not how it works. You got to show that you have value to provide to begin with, and that is by demonstrating it to begin with, right? That's what game is for. That's essentially the crux of game. The major number one step of game is making sure that you have the ability to provide value so that you can be in a position of value to distribute validation correctly. But you got to show that you have the value to give to begin with. You got to get good at just learning how to give value, even if it's in small quantities and amounts, without expecting anything in return. At least at first, just to get them hooked on the idea of you being a source of validation. You feel me? Lives in the morning have helped me be more giving with my validation. That's dope. That's good. That's very good. Why not create your own book as well? Working on that. It's a lot more fun living in the mindset of giving validation and not fearing over validation. Absolutely. And that's really the key I keep trying to tell you guys. It's like, the idea isn't to withhold your validation indefinitely. The idea is to be okay with giving validation, but one, do it purposefully, consciously. Don't just do it, by accident. But two, also make sure that you're getting something in return for that validation. Get some compliance back, right? You can give freely and, make sure that you're at the very least, you're not getting taken advantage of. And if at all you give freely without expecting anything in return, that's also good. But making sure that when it is time to move into that next stage, that next level of the interaction, the conversation, make sure you're getting your validation's worth, right? It's very important. Yo, question. When you think about Naruto as in the character, what do you think about what pops up? Like, what's his wants and needs and intentions and stuff like that? When I think about Naruto, I think of one of the best anime examples of an idealist. He's essentially just a character that wanted things to be a certain way because of the world he grew up in as a kid. He grew up essentially being thrust into a position that he didn't even ask for. He was born into a world where the world saw him as a weapon, and that kind of affected his childhood, and that also formed a lot of the decision making he wanted. The need to be Hokage, partly because he wanted to be powerful, and use that power to make changes in the world. But a big part of that is also just finally getting the recognition that he never got as a child. So I see Naruto the same way I see a lot of men walking around the world. It's men that are trying to correct their childhood. It's a good thing he did what he did and the way he went about doing it, right? A bad example of a man correcting his childhood is like the opposite of him, like Pain, Nagato, right? But essentially that's what he is. He's a guy that found his own unique way to make his own childhood better, the inner child in him feel better. That's what Naruto is to me. Jace, how do I improve my inner game? By putting yourself in situations to practice your inner game. Like, inner game really comes down to your self-awareness, your self-belief, and your ability to be calm under pressure, under chaos, and even in the midst of massive anxiety, right? Putting yourself in high anxiety situations that force you to become comfortable in the anxiety is pretty much the best way to go about doing it. It's overexposure to the things that make you scared, to the things that make you anxious, to the things that make you feel uncertain, and forcing yourself to find certainty in uncertainty, to draw the light out of darkness, so to speak. That would be the best way, by far. Let's see. How do you give value? Well, what is value to begin with? Let's start with that, because if you understand what value is, then you will naturally know how to give it. It's not even something that needs to be answered. What is value? Value is essentially anything that someone else sees as valuable. Fair enough, like easy enough explanation. In the context of relationships, in the context of men and women, the value will come down to things that on an evolutionary level, women have been programmed to treat as important. So what is important to a woman on an evolutionary level, on a biological level? A man that protects her, a man that to some degree is willing to provide for her, and especially if he's selfish with that provisioning to other people, but is generous with her, right? It makes her feel more special. A man that is willing to give her guidance, leadership. A man that is willing to give her excitement and make her feel emotions and quality of emotions and degrees of emotions she's never felt before. Why are all these things important on an evolutionary level? Because they're all things that indicate his own ability to make her survive longer, right? On an evolutionary level, the most important value we give women is survivability, the ability to keep her and her offspring safe, right? And it's all these things that indicate that make us attractive, so to speak. So once you understand it from that point of view, it becomes very clear what exactly value is and how to give it. If you want to give value to a woman, you're essentially doing and saying things that make her feel like you represent her best chance at survival. That's it. Now, the nitty-gritty of how to do that, again, that's where, like, technique comes in, game comes in, practicing, demonstrating things about yourself on a subtle level that make you appear like a solid leader, a solid protector, protector of your loved ones, leader of other men, a man that believes in something greater than yourself, pre-selected by other women, etc. But essentially, that's what value is to women, and giving it is just like all the technique involved, right? It's the flirting, the banter, the teasing, the being competent in front of her, learning how to solve different problems in front of her, making her truly feel safe, not comfortable necessarily, but safe, and there's a difference. Making her feel like you can handle anything, making her feel like you have the ability, if you need it, to become aggressive and dangerous, right? Without necessarily going too far and hurting her in the process, right? So that's essentially what value is. Zaddy, that's so interesting coming from someone that isn't my girlfriend, but I'll take it. Why not? No diddy though. Thanks, commoner. Do you think women who grow up watching their family struggle financially go for provider types? Yes. That, like, people underestimate how much your childhood affects you, and this is something you have to be very cognizant of and notice in yourself. A lot of the things that you value right now, a lot of the things that you think are the most important things to you, are only that important to you because of whatever experiences you've had in the past, especially during your formative years as a child, right? So it's not a surprise that a lot of the women that are like, I need a man to be able to do this with money and do that and be this rich and make this kind of money, blah, blah, usually grew up in abject poverty growing up, all right? All the women I know that grew up, essentially in amazing situations with rich parents and nice neighborhoods, they're the last women that talk about money or provisioning or anything like that. Because, again, that's not something that's always been important to them. In fact, those usually end up being some of the most generous women you'll ever meet. Those are the women that are willing to use their money as a way to show you their love for you, right? The women that grew up in poverty, exact opposite. They're looking for every opportunity to make you the reason their inner child feels safe again, and they want to use money to do that, So yeah, definitely. My lovely mods, time to discuss to mod me. Interesting. For all the mods in here, is he there yet? I feel like Dimitri's a little higher than I don't know, you tell moi. I feel like Dimitri, we gotta start discussing Dimitri Watt a little more seriously from my position. But I don't know, you tell moi. I feel like you're getting there, but just you're not quite there yet, in my opinion anyway. I go off the words of my mods though, so what do y'all think? You let me know. If my mods say you're worthy, then you're fucking worthy. Dimitri's definitely higher? Yeah, see, even my mods know it. Dimitri's been putting in some solid fucking work the last, 10 lives. Shout out to Dimitri. I don't know if he's here yet, but shout out to him. Let's see. Hey, Jace, can you tell me what did Chris Brown do for you to know he is 100% protector? It's, a couple of things. It's not just, one thing. It's a couple of things. It's his incessant need to do and be everything at the same time. That's one. I mean, that's all protector types at our core, right? It's like this greed that we have that other men don't have. That's fair, right? Other notable protector types, John Jones, and those are the two guys that come to my mind as like some of the purest of them. Chris Brown, John Jones. I would put Denzel Washington in there, especially a prime Denzel. I would put 50 Cent definitely in there. I would put in Jason Statham for sure. Michael Jai White is more like a protector with the willingness to provide, though. But yeah, those are a few of them that really like pop out in my mind, like as pure protectors, or have been pure protectors at one point. But basically, it's a few things. The greed is the first giveaway. I would say the second thing by far is like the inability to control impulse. So the reason protector types, the purest of them, are protector types is because they can't stop themselves from wanting to get what they want, right? With the provider types, they stop themselves too much and end up placing other people above themselves and end up becoming like, people pleasers and the like. But protector types are so in tune with their biology that they'll do whatever it takes to get what they want, including hurt themselves in the process, right? So when you see someone like, and you see this especially with athletes, a lot of protector types in athleticism, in sports, when you see that one athlete that just can't get out of their own way and is just always doing the wrong thing, that inability to control their own impulse, that is like pure protector type right there. What's the name of that one football player that just couldn't get a control over his drug habits, but he was really fucking good? What was his name? Josh Gordon? The one dude, like 6'5" wide receiver or something? I forget his name. Is it Josh Gordon? Am I thinking about it correctly? Pure protector type tendency right there. Like, just he wants what he wants. He has the ability to get it, and he's a dangerous person, but just can't control himself, man. Can't fucking control himself. Doesn't know how to stop himself. There we go. Doesn't know how to stop himself from just getting out of his own way, right? That's Chris Brown to a T. And then the last thing is like clearly just the capacity for danger. A part of being so impulsive is also rooted in being primal. Is rooted in just allowing your purest forms of your epigenetic programming to shine through. A part of that is physical violence. And how many times have we heard about Chris Brown being in some kind of physical altercation or the other, right? Protector type, pro-attacked hard. All those things have the same thing in common, though, right? Risk-taking ability. They're not scared to take more risk than everybody else. They live their lives like they have nothing to lose. That's like the major thing you got to look out for. Let's see. Make sure to not only learn and type down, but make sure to go out there and practice. Indeed. Appreciate you for saying that. How long it takes to become decent in the game? It's not a length of time thing. It's a condition thing. You shouldn't be asking me how long it takes. You should be asking me at what point do you become decent. And that point is whenever you're past, I would say personally, decent, 30, 35 bodies, I would say, is when you're like, okay. Because here's the thing. Let me say why I say 35. Because it really can be, depending on the situation, it can be literally 15 bodies and you're right there. But the reason I'll say 35, to put it in a nice umbrella, is because depending on you and the situation you're in and the way you go about winning your trophies, as we call it, as you go, you might be having an easier time or a harder time. So I'll give you an example. I know a lot of guys that started getting a lot of bodies, right, when they got a bartending job. Why don't I think of those guys as decent in game? Simple. Because, one, they're in an environment where they already have essentially the status to go with, right? All the girls are naturally going to gravitate to the bartender and follow his every lead because, again, he's the master of alcohol. And then two, it's alcohol involved. So a lot of the girls they're talking to are inebriated anyway. There are girls that they can't talk to if they were to run into them in the daytime at a grocery store. Those girls, they don't have the game to seduce. But in an environment where, you know, the lights are off or dimly lit, there's alcohol flowing, the music is too loud, the environment is designed for the girls there to make bad decisions. Surprise, surprise, it can get as many of those girls every fucking night, right? So would I think those guys are decent in game? Now compare that to the guy that grinded walking around the street or the mall during the daytime getting girls that way. You know, getting their phone numbers, texting them later, meeting up again with them at a different location, different date, taking them home or going to their place afterwards. That guy had to get it out the mud and had to be better because he didn't have the advantage of an environment to help him. You see what I'm saying? So for that guy, I would start praising him and giving him the soul clap by the 10th body. Me personally, I'd be like, oh, he's decent. That grind, that hardship for 10 different girls and 10 different, hopefully again, like another part of it is like the different types of women, right? Like if you're just going for the same type of girl, I don't care if you get 40 bodies, you've only literally gone for the exact same girl. So how good are you really, right? How diverse are you really? You know, you got to put some different kind of situations in there, different races of girls, different archetypes of girls, different temperaments in terms of like their self-esteem, their aggression, their passion, their ability to demonstrate overt emotion, stuff like that. But like in general, there's a few factors that affect it. But yeah, for most people, I would say around 30, 35 bodies, you're decent. I would say you're decent. JC look fly. Thank you. Appreciate that. Love you too, Pookie. Love you. Learned so much from you. Mad respect. Appreciate that. I'm happy you're seeing value in what I'm saying. No Diddy, of course. No Diddy. Yes. No Diddy. Let's see. Target pinpoint accuracy. I appreciate that. ITS. Blessing on the Lord's Day, gents. Value is perspective. Welcome, Dimitri. We're just talking about you too. We're just talking about you. And that right there, that's why we're talking about you. Can we change from being provider types to protector types? Yes. I would like to say easily, but for a lot of men, it's a very difficult transition. But if you can force yourself to be in situations that you're not comfortable in, if you can force yourself to do things that you're not comfortable doing on a daily basis, and you literally train yourself for, I would say, a minimum of 60 to 90 days to do things that genuinely terrify you every single day, then yeah, you can definitely become a protector type. It'll look like overnight, but yeah, you can definitely become a protector type easily. She already has value. Who does? Who are we talking about? Oh, are you talking about like that red pill point of like women already have value? Not all of them, dude. Not like that's like one thing men need to do when they give advice is contextualize it properly. And it can be as easy as just making a distinction between attractive and unattractive women. Unattractive women hold no value to me personally. I don't give a fuck. Like, so that idea that, oh, women are born with their value and they just have to maintain it. It's like, yeah, I guess you can say they're born with their value, but how good are all of them at maintaining it? Let's really be honest here. Let's be honest. How often do you run into women in your daily life where you're like, she looks good? Like, how often? Let's really be honest. So yeah, not all of them have value, man. Don't put that on all of them. Not all of them do. This feels very hypothetical. What does? Is Jesus Christ Lord? Absolutely. For me, at least. Absolutely. Jesus was a fantastic God-man, as I like to call him. Or man-God, whatever, suits you better. Dimitri's definitely higher. Yeah, we talked about that. What do you do for a living? This. I do one of the best things to do for a living, which is give advice. I train and give advice and I coach. It's awesome because I would do it for free. And I did it for free for years. So the fact that I make money like this, crazy. Is pursuing a woman for 7 months too long? Huh? Pursuing a woman for 3 seconds is too long. What? Okay, hold on. Let's define pursuing, right? I've always said the definition of chasing is when you're still trying to get at a woman or indicate interest in her when she has already indicated disinterest in you. It's only chasing when she gives you a definitive I don't like you or I'm not interested, and you keep giving her an I'm interested. That's chasing. And you shouldn't be doing that at all. At all. At all. Now, I don't know what other way you might be talking about pursuing it, though. Are you talking about this is a girl you've been talking to on and off for a while? Are you talking about this is a girl that, you know, you haven't actually put your balls on the table and indicated interest in to see what happens back? Is this like a friend zone situation? I don't know, but you tell me. Well, how have you been knowing this girl for 7 months? Let's start from there. Haven't missed a live. I'm sure you haven't. What are your goals? Me personally, a lot of them are personal. I can't really tell you guys. And if you know anything about goal setting, one of the major fundamental secrets of them is secrecy. Can't really be out here telling people what you want to do, because that just gives people room to, you know, block you and hate on you and try to derail or stop you. So that would be my advice to you. Don't be out here telling people your goals. It's none of their business. If anything, right, always try to distract or misdirect. Tell them you want to do something that you don't actually want to do or are not interested in, so that they can find a unique way to block you from doing that. And then while they're too invested in trying to stop you in that area, you win in this other area, you know? That's why I'll say some things that sound like goals. I really want to do this. And it's like, I don't really care about those things. But, you know, give the hater something to relentlessly work at fruitlessly. Let's see. Oh, those aren't for me. Like, it feels like what someone would write in a diary. What are we talking about? MA? I have no idea what we're talking about there. First 4 months, not really focused on me. Now very focused on. Yes, God. Oh, it was Josh Gordon? Okay, good. Jay Murray? Who's Jay Murray? I'm sure it was Josh Gordon. Yeah. I knew I wasn't tripping. Balotelli? Balotelli's a great example of a protector type too, by the way. I almost forgot about him. But yeah, Balotelli as well. Balotelli. Selfish motherfucker. It helps with his skill. It just it creates a lot of enemies. Do you know Josh Gordon? I mean, not personally, no. That's very emotional. I thought men were logical. What are we talking? MA is just talking to, I'm guessing, herself in the comments. MA, I don't know what we're talking about here, my dear. Hopefully you're like at least cute. I don't know. I can't tell from the profile. If you're below a 7, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I think I've made that very clear on many different occasions. I don't care about the opinion of unattractive women. And this is why I keep telling you guys, stop listening to fucking statistics or surveys. I couldn't care less, because the majority of the women they're, you know, using for these statistics or surveys are women you don't want anyway. Why would you care about the opinion of those women? You feel me? Oh, hey, Ryu. Welcome. I just got here like, what, 20 minutes ago, guys, right? I haven't been here too long. Also, since you guys are here, like the live. Like the live. Like the live, like the live, like the live. Let's see. Protector types also takes way too much without depositing value and building goodwill in those who are valuable to them. Exactly. It's like pure selfistry. You know, women love and adore selfish guys. They really do. But for the long term, they can't do anything with it, you know. End of the day, your value is only as good as her ability to access it. If she can never access your value, then your value means nothing. You know, I've heard a girl once say, and this was genius what she said. She said, a rich, stingy man is just as useful as a broke man with no ambition. And I'm like, damn, bars. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. They both have no value to give, essentially. Like, one has value, but just none to give. And just as useless. Just as useless. Am I late? My bad. You're fine, man. I just got here not too long ago. You're fine. Um, let's see. As men, you should probably listen to men in relationships, like, just logically. Oh yeah, I'm in several relationships as is. That's why you should listen to me. I have 4 girlfriends. I'm more qualified than anybody else to listen to. That's kind of the point. I'm running several relationships at the same time. Let's see. Oh, that's not for me. What would you say to your girlfriend's parents and girlfriend that you don't want to get married, state marriage? So you don't want to get married. I don't see how the parents have anything to do with that, though. I mean, the girl herself, you should have already established that, like, earlier on in the relationship, that you don't want to get married, like, by the state. That should be something she should know about you. You know, that should be something. In fact, if you're behaving yourself the way you should as a man, she should get hints and, you know, indicators here and there that you're not the kind of guy that, you know, falls for this Disney fairy princess thing of, like, you know, let's get married and all that dumb shit. She should know that, oh, okay, this guy, he's not the marriage type, and if at all he does get married, it's going to be under very specific, very certain conditions, and then it'll be her job to ask and require those of you, right? But I wouldn't worry too much about the parents. Like, who cares? Like, the parents are not who you're dating. The girl is, right? She should be the one that understands the rules that you abide by and then communicate those to her parents naturally. That's how it should work. If the parents have so much of an influence over your relationship, then it's not really your relationship to lead anymore, is it? You see how that works? That's why a lot of these cultural marriages and relationships I don't respect. There's no girl I'm dating right now whose parents are, like, having a direct say in what we're doing. I date your daughter. End of story. Now, does that mean I don't respect them? Does that mean I don't like them? Hell yeah, I love them. In fact, I'm actually good friends with some of my girls' parents. But it's not their place to talk in it. It's never been, it never will be. As long as I'm with their daughter, that is. You see how that works? So I would go and recorrect, like, whatever you've done wrong up to the point where the parents feel like they should have a say as well. They shouldn't. It's none of their business. It's between you and her. It's your relationship with her. Is the quiet kid max provider type, although high capacity for danger, low in urgency and social calibration? The quiet kid is like an archetype we've created for the kid that's antisocial, essentially, right? But some of those quiet kids end up becoming school shooters. That's a massive risk to take. So, I mean, what would force someone? What would make someone decide? I should probably not even say that word here on TikTok. What would force someone decide to do something like end the lives of a bunch of people in that manner? Well, extreme levels of self-history. That's what, and that's protector type traits, right? And that's probably why they were antisocial to begin with. Now, am I saying that everyone that's the quiet kid is a protector type? No. In fact, I would say, if I had to guess, there's quiet people on the protector side of things, there's quiet people on the provider type side of things, so there's probably an equal spread, in my opinion anyway. I might be wrong about that, but there's probably an equal spread of quiet kids on both sides. The main difference, obviously, is just one kind of quiet kid is more willing to take a certain type of risk that the other kind of quiet kid isn't willing to take. But again, I wouldn't even worry about any of that shit. Don't worry about, like, who outside of yourself is a protector type or not. You can use them as good examples, good ways to measure what to and what not to do, but I would worry more about who you are and test yourself. Worry about your own ability to take risks. That's what matters here. Everyone else and everything else is inconsequential. You feel me? But you're okay with church marriage. I'm okay with, like, hold on. I'm okay with marriage. I'm not against marriage as an institution. Does that make sense? What I hate is the way a lot of people get married. It's subjugating themselves to an idea that essentially takes power away from them. It's making themselves their wife's bitch or their wife's parents' bitch. That's what I hate. That's why I don't respect most of these church marriages, arranged marriages, all kinds of marriages. Because the majority of men getting married are either getting pressured into doing it, which makes them weak, or are doing it because they're scared to be alone, which makes them weaker. Does that make sense? I don't mind getting, like, who knows? Who knows what the future holds for me? I might fucking get married myself. I mean, it'll be a little harder for me because I'd probably have to get married to more than one woman, being me. But I'm not against marriage itself. It's just the way a lot of people are doing it is incorrect, fundamentally. They're willingly putting themselves in a shitty position and then telling themselves this is what God will want. God doesn't want you to be powerless. I promise you. He told me personally, he doesn't want you to be powerless. You feel me? It's not where the marriage is happening or the kind of marriage I have a problem with. It's the way it's happening I have a problem with. Like Sasuke, for example, is he a good example of a quiet kid? What would Sasuke be? Sasuke, protector type. Naruto, provider with the willingness to protect. At least, especially in the beginning of the story. Guess what? I met another girl in a networking event. I used to know her as well. I was running some game, but I had to back out since I had to meet a certain quota in the networking event, so I couldn't secure the number. That's fine. There's more girls on the planet, so it is what it is. That sounds this fucking. I just know she's ugly too. That sounds very insecure. Like, do you not believe you have value? When did I say I didn't have value? Oh God, ugly bitches with no comprehension skills are the worst, man. Anyway, or you think I could do better? You could do better. I mean, there's nothing wrong with striking out from time to time. It's okay. There's more girls to practice with. You know what I'm saying? How would one who works full time? Oh damn, someone. Give me a second. I gotta scroll back up. My bad. For whatever reason, the messages just kind of went all the way to the bottom. Oh no. Okay, there we go. I think I'm back on track, right? Session, collaboration. Oh, there we go. All right. Your number. How would one who works full time find time to game? What kind of goofy question is that? Well, you spend 24 hours of your day gaming or working. Sorry, don't lie to yourself. You're really just saying you suck at time management. I don't care how full time you work. You're not using all 24 of those hours to work. You can spend at the very least 30 minutes to an hour walking around talking to women. Like, stop it. Don't lie to yourself. Do not lie to yourself. I was getting girls working. I mean, to be fair, I was getting girls even at the job when I was working full time. So, game has always been life for me because that's my craft. But, hell yeah. What? Oh, I'm working full time. You're not working 24 hours. Stop it. You can find time to talk to women. I'd rather you be honest with yourself and just say, I'm scared. Cool. I can help you with that. But don't lie to yourself and tell you, oh, I don't have time. Yes, you fucking do. You're on TikTok right now. What are you doing right now? You're not working. Who are you lying to? Go talk to women, man. Don't allow the fear to get a hold of you. Don't let that happen. If I broke up with a girl, should you remove her socials even though we're on good terms? Oh, should you do it? Oh, fair enough. But yeah, you definitely should take away your socials. No, I'm just kidding. No need to do that. I mean, you just say you're on good terms. So you shouldn't even care enough to remember to do something like that. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's not consequential. Just, let her be. You've already let her be, right? You broke up? Cool. Whatever. Let her be. What's a good ratio to be between provider and protector? More provider, less protector. But provider at your core. Sorry. I said that the other way around. More protector, less provider. I would have given terrible advice just now. My bad. More protector, less provider. And let me explain why so you don't get confused. A protector at your core is what women need on an evolutionary level. The protector is what increases their chances of survival. And that is on an evolutionary level what women are looking for. Someone to help increase their chances of survival. You can't do that by provisioning as well as you do that by protecting. You see how that works? So more protector, less provider. The protector with the willingness to provide is the ideal man for girls. The warrior in the garden is another way to put it. The rugged gentleman is another way to put it. The bad boy who's nice sometimes is another way to put it. But essentially, it's the guy who is dangerous and exciting and toxic at his core, but has a soft, sensitive side from time to time. That's who women want. They don't want the sensitive, guy that has no capacity for danger. They don't want the guy who's all the way dangerous and doesn't have any sensitive side. They'll take the sensitive guy who has some capacity for danger as a close second, but the ultimate choice is that bad boy who's nice sometimes. That's the first choice for every woman. They want a bad motherfucker who's nice to them, who kisses them on their forehead, opens the door, smacks her ass while she walks by. That's what they want. So then, what would be a full-fledged protector to women? I already answered that question, didn't I? With the whole Chris Brown thing, when we're talking about Chris Brown, when we're talking about men who are too aggressive and selfish in their ways and too impulsive and too primal, right? That's essentially what it will be. Was flirting with a girl I know for a long time, and religion came up, and the vibe got serious, and she invited me to her baptism, but I didn't go. Haven't texted her in a week. Is that bad? It depends on what you were trying to do to begin with. If you wanted to get this girl in like a romantic, sexual way, you probably shouldn't even have brought up religion in that way. Again, nothing wrong with bringing up religion, but if you're going to, you got to do it in a way that still finds its meaning in a relationship between you and her. If you bring up religion and the only way you talk about it is like, oh God, and we have to conduct ourselves in a certain way to be humble before God, and all that regular religious dogma, then she's gonna put you in that church boy category, right? But if you talk about religion, and this is gonna sound taboo to some ears out there, I'm sure, but if you talk about religion in a sexy way, then you can still be the Christian guy who has sex appeal, which women want anyway, right? So it's the whatever way you talk to her about. Clearly it wasn't a good way, and I know it wasn't a good way because you didn't go for her baptism, and you haven't really answered her text messages since then. That tells me that you didn't like the way the direction that conversation went in. You probably got to the point where you started like exchanging Bible scriptures, and not in the cool and flirty and exciting way either, right? So, that's on you. You can reapproach, but you got to change the frame. That's what you got to do. You got to change the frame. You got to talk to her about something else that, is outside of religion so that she doesn't put you in that category. That's what you got to do, okay? Well, we've been in consistent communication for the last 7 months. I've indicated interest. She's indicated interest, however, doesn't want a relationship. Well, that's called indicating disinterest right there. She told you she doesn't want a relationship. Why do you think she told you that? Right? Because I'm pretty sure she didn't just say it like out of the blue one day. She probably said it in response to you indicating an interest in a relationship. Right? Which, by the way, automatically you put yourself in the sucker category in her mind. I always tell you guys, you shouldn't, ever tell women that you're willing to stick around long term. Women should never think that you like them enough to want to stick around long term. You should always indicate short term interest. That way she works to earn your long term interest. But I digress. The point is, she indicated disinterest. She indicated disinterest in something that you indicated interest in, which essentially means she's indicated disinterest in you. And then you've allowed her for the last 7 months to siphon time and energy from you without giving you anything of value to you in return. So I would highly suggest in that specific situation, cut off all time and attention from her. Cut it off. Cut it off. You see what I'm saying? Cut it off. Very important. You are not her free vending machine for time and attention whenever she wants it. Have respect for yourself. Do you think IG or Facebook is necessary? Necessary? No, hell no, it's not necessary. Is it useful? Yes. Is it a fun game I play from time to time? Absolutely. But necessary? Absolutely not. No. Cold approach is necessary, though. If you want necessary, being able to talk to women in person, especially women you don't know, very necessary. Because here's the thing. Even if you decide to make IG and Facebook necessary for you, at some point you have to meet that woman in person to talk to her. Because you can't fuck her through IG or Facebook. So, necessary, talk about necessary, in-person, one-on-one conversation. That's necessary. You said something about you having a high success rate when on job interviews. Yes, I do. It's pretty much at 100%. Every job I've ever interviewed for, I've gotten. Have I done every job? No, because I can't be in more than one place at a time. But absolutely. Jace, is it possible to move the live to YouTube at some point? Maybe. We'll see. It depends. Let me get through these questions first. But yeah, every job, absolutely. Bro, you said that Obama is a protector and he always handles situations of conflict in a smooth way. Yes, he's a protector with the willingness to provide, for sure. AJ's chill with language. TikTok is sensitive. Fair enough. Misdirection is a great strategy. It's listed in the 48 Laws of Power. Thanks for that reminder. Indeed. Very great strategy. And invest it elsewhere. Can you explain and give situations? For what exactly? Hold on, let me go up. Oh, for Obama being a protector type? Literally go through any situation in the last, 10 years where Obama has been... Go and Google any situation where Obama was met with some kind of resistance or adversity and see how he handled it. That'll tell you everything you need to know. See how he handled it. And then compare that to someone that's like more of a provider type. Like, I guess my favorite example of a provider type would be Will Smith right now. Because he's been an ideal provider type in that he hasn't been able to handle confrontation the way he should. Or backlash or cancellation or anything like that. Look at the contrast between how much anxiety Will Smith displays when he gets backlash versus how calm and collected Obama is when he gets backlash. You feel me? You'll see it there. What do I need to do to replicate that in my life? Like with the whole job interview thing, get good at talking to people in a persuasive way. Right? You probably want to do a lot of research on persuasive speaking. But you got to get good at making conversations go in the direction you want them to go. That's essentially what persuasion is. A lot of people just talk, right? With your friends, with your family, you're just talking, you just let the conversation go until you talk. Persuasive speaking is having an agenda in the end of the conversation and allowing it to move in the direction of that agenda so that the person you're talking to does what you want them to do in the end. All right? So it's persuasive speaking. And there's a certain few rules you got to obey when you're speaking to someone persuasively. The first, most obvious one is that you shouldn't let them know you have an agenda, right? Which again, very tricky to do in a job interview situation, because when you sit down for a job interview, it's assumed that your agenda is trying to get that job. I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? So imagine how good at persuasion you have to be to convince someone through your words and actions that you don't really want the fucking job. And that's the first step, by the way. If you wanna get the job, you gotta act like the job isn't your priority. Oh yeah, this sounded interesting, so I decided to come see what was up. That's the first thing. The second thing is you have to put yourself as in the position of the interviewer, right? You have to be the one asking more questions than the person asking you. You gotta put them in their own head. You gotta make them answer to you. Ask them difficult questions that no one else would think to ask about the job, the way the job works, their experience with it, blah blah. And from there it's just a matter of like making sure that they know that you have options, which is always going to be better for you for your leverage, and then let them then see that you have a take it or leave it type of attitude. All right, that's how you get what you want every time. I read that. Do you sleep in your car? No, I don't. For those of you that have seen my lives in other places outside of my car, you know that already. For those of you that only for whatever reason ever see me when I'm having my live in my car, then you probably assume I live in my car. I don't know. And it's not a bad... I guess, you know what? Maybe I should tell people I live in my car. Yeah, I can see some usefulness to that. There could be some value there. Yeah, I live in my car. What about it? Yeah, I live in my car. Let's see. Bro, it's 3 a.m. here. I just woke up in the middle of the night. Aw, Ryu, go back to sleep. I don't want you tired and shit. Did Jace read my comment or not? I read your comment. Let's see. Let me see if you can learn some. If I can learn some, that's you. I need some play. Sure, man. Go for it. If you have 4 girlfriends, are you planning to marry them all? I mean, I'm not planning to do anything in the marriage category just yet. But if I do ever decide to get married, I guess I'll just marry all of them. Fuck it. Because I can't just marry one. The rest will be pissed off. You know what I mean? So, I'm just marrying all of them. Fuck it. King David, protector type. King Solomon, provider, willing to protect. Can you give other biblical examples? Samson was a provider, willing to protect. Which I know a lot of people will be surprised by. Because he was the strongest man. Yes, he was physically strong. He was mentally weak. That's why Delilah was able to take advantage of him. Let me start with like some of the strongest protector types. Elijah was a very good. No, not even Elijah. Elisha was a very good example of a strong protector type. Who else would I say was a protector type? I think in some passages, King Saul. Right? Yeah, some passages. This is a weird one. Apostle Peter started out essentially a pure protector type. But for whatever reason, by the end of his walk with Jesus, turned into a straight provider type. It was so weird. Maybe he was a provider with the willingness to protect, but just had the ability, like a massive capacity for danger. But it turns out he was a provider type all along. But then towards the end of his ministry, he became like a true protector type with the willingness to provide. Then we have Apostle Paul, who was a pure protector type. And then after his encounter with Jesus, protected with the willingness to provide. And then we have, who else? Who else would I say? Abraham was like a protector with the willingness to provide, though. I wouldn't say he was a pure protector type. Ooh. Esau and Jacob. Esau, protector type. Jacob, provider type. And in that same vein, Cain and Abel, right? Cain, protector type. Abel, provider type. So yeah, there's a few weird examples in there, for sure, in the Bible. Send over 1K likes. I appreciate that, John. How you doing, John? Thanks for the advice, a state marriage, but I'm doing it for my money. What if they accuse me of that? How do I respond? How to respond? If you're scared of losing money, you should probably not get married at all, too. Because that right there, like, that's the bitch in you talking. You're scared. You're scared to lose money. Like, marriage of any kind. I think I made a video about this recently, right? Marriage is supposed to be risky, right? If you can't go into marriage thinking, I might lose half my shit, then you probably shouldn't get married at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're looking for ways to, like, oh, let me find a way to protect my money, that means your money in your mind is more important to you than getting married. So why get married at all and give yourself all the anxiety? I mean, you're already giving yourself anxiety right now, trying to justify protecting your money to people that shouldn't even have a say in your own relationship. Why? I mean, look at the life you're living right now. You're doing all this bending to try to figure out how to not piss off other people. That's some provider type shit. Why? If you're a protector type, you would just do whatever the fuck you want anyway and not care. You wouldn't care as much. You wouldn't care, but you do. You're a provider type. Stop it. Stop it. Get some gangster about you. Get some gangster in you. Pause. You feel me? How do you master your psychological state? Which psychological state? There's plenty. Which psychological state are we talking about? How to pull your girlfriend's mom is crazy, Asami. It's actually very easy, too, if you guys want to know. Like, a lot of women live vicariously through their daughters. So fucking their boyfriend for them is a flex. There's a Family Guy episode where that kind of happens. where Meg's mom, Lois, right, Lois Griffin, starts like trying to live vicariously through Meg because she's dating a hot guy. That happens a lot more often than you realize. If you really wanted to, you could fuck your girlfriend's mom. It wouldn't be hard. Don't say I told you though, but if you wanted to, it wouldn't be hard. Just in general, staying in control of your brain. Oh wait, hold on. Did I take it away? Oh no, I might have pressed the X. My bad. Try that again, or pin that again, Ryu. Just in general. Oh damn, where's it going? Why is it going away? It's popping up and disappearing. There we go. Huh? That's weird. Being in control of your brain when being tested in general from every side. It's allowing the emotions to not affect your action. It's okay to feel the emotions, right? It's being uncomfortable, but choosing within yourself that you're not allowing this discomfort you feel to make you do or say anything. Just be calm and be still in that. Just be okay with the discomfort that's flowing through your body. That's really the key to it. Asian younger sister said the devil is a guy with curly hair. Me, when I brought up how she was deceiving people and said I was gonna give her number to God, which she ignored. What to do? It's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. You know, she flirted, you flirted back. She'll be back. If at all she ignores you, you can always tease her again. It's fine. It's fine. Like that's just her way of trying to tell you she doesn't trust you. It's fine. And also, I don't remember telling you to like go for her number quite yet. Did I? You might be asking for the number too many times in a row. It's fine. Just chill out and make sure you're giving space between each message. That's very important. You don't want her to feel like she has your time and attention whenever she wants. That's a big part of why she keeps ignoring you. You feel me? She responded to one part of the message, ignored the number part. Makes sense. Don't give her the chance for the number again. And you know what? Here's your new plan. From now on, respond to her messages once every week. Once every fucking week. That's gonna become like your side project, and then talk to other girls in the meantime, obviously. But yeah. Let's see. Or one lost soul. Oh, yeah, for someone else. She was deceiving people. Oh yeah, I answered right to that one too. You look like the Marley guy, the Jamaican guy, the Jamaican singer. Forgot his first name. Bob Marley. I look nothing like Bob Marley, at all. I mean, you can't call every black man with dreads Bob Marley, guys. Come on. I look nothing like Bob Marley. I'm not even light-skinned. Have you guys seen that recent movie of his, though? That was a cool movie. What do you mean God does not want you to be weak? Maybe I get it and it's true. Can you explain? Basically, want men to be in control anyways. So this is what I mean. God made us to be a microcosm of him. He made us to be a physical vessel running around operating in this 3D world. Even though he himself is not a 3D being, right? He's a 7D being. And we'll talk about the dimensions later. But we're a 3D being living and operating in the 3D world. And God can only experience the 3D world through us, by using us as an avatar. Which means we are essentially a piece of God, God himself in this world. Do you think God would walk through the world he created weak? If you needed to move in a different dimension, and the only way you can do it is to be inside a certain mecha suit, right? Would you want that mecha suit to have faults everywhere and dysfunctionalities and disadvantages? No, you would want the best, strongest, most optimal mecha suit. So if you're God's mecha suit, you better be fit for a God. Just saying. The guy who made the Rastafarian type religion. If you ask for a number online and send another message and she responds to that message but ignores the number thing entirely, how do you move forward from that? Or do you just leave it on red? You leave it on red. You leave it on red, literally, and then you wait for another week to text her. Your hairstyle gives me the impression, by the way, great disqualification trying to use. Oh, damn. Why do you guys' pin messages keep disappearing? What's going on? Trying to suggest you're racist? That's funny. I didn't even do that on purpose. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, hey, Nep. Welcome back. You're late, though. I need help. Everybody does. Chat away. It's a guy that asks, how do you have time to game? Insert Michael Jordan meme as response. Stop it. Get some help. It's the excuses people give themselves. Oh, I work full time. Shut the fuck up. No one works 24 hours a day. No one works that full time. Pulling Riz on your students, you steep that low. I will Riz anyone and not even realize I'm doing it, apparently. So, yeah. Apparently, I will stoop that low. But yeah, people like to lie to themselves about what they're capable of doing. If it was really important to you, you would make the time, you would make the space. So then what would be a full-fledged protector for... I already answered that question. What's good? What's good? To protect Sakura, and on the other hand, he was initiating a battle with Sasuke. Naruto, is that what you mean? She told me when... Alright. She told me when I'm not with her, I'm very hard and hood, but when I'm with her, I'm romantic. That's not a bad thing. Just don't be that way like all the time. Be exciting too. Be unpredictable from time to time. I ain't gonna handle the TikTok ban, and what's your opinion on it? Hey, it's the same opinion I had before. Whatever happens, happens, man. They said they're gonna ban it. Okay, so the whole thing is looking weird to me, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, before I even continue, that's what we got YouTube for. That's what we got Instagram for. So there's always a way to catch me anywhere. I'm fine regardless. But here's what I find peculiar. They said they have 9 months to get their shit together before they get completely banned. I find that very interesting, because why does that time coincide with the election? Which means I see it as a floating policy. It's one of those things that, you know, but if for whatever reason Biden and them get out of office, which they most likely will, then the next regime is going to come in just in time before TikTok gets banned to reverse that shit anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, the timing of it all is just peculiar. It's almost like they're doing it on purpose to just give us something to talk about. It doesn't really seem concrete from where I'm looking at the whole thing. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of whatever. It's kind of whatever. I don't know why they would do it outside of just give us something to talk about. But yeah. How do you overreact after becoming a source of validation? Oh, overcorrect. My bad. I read that wrong. By representing value and then giving out too much validation from that position to where it lowers your value. Then just retract your value. Again, it's the same. You just do the same thing you did before you overcorrected. Just take your value back. It's not that hard. Like, take away, again, when it comes to retracting your value, it's always going to start with your time and attention. So start with those two things. Retract your time and attention. Okay? In front of Sakura too. Cool. What if she says she doesn't do social media and then she sends you a Snapchat request? Congratulations, you went from unattractive to attractive in her mind. She first thought you were lame, and then she told you, oh, I don't do social media, so she doesn't give you any of her social media. And then for whatever reason, something happened, and now she thinks you're cool, and now she's giving you her social media. Congratulations. Do you have approach videos so that I can emulate and study it? Not out, no. A lot of legal things around those things, man. Those things are a lot more dangerous than even I realized when I was starting out. So all that kind of stuff will most likely be behind a paywall. What else can you do besides time and attention it seems pointless in most cases. In most cases, it's very relevant, first of all. Second of all, you can always just indicate disinterest. Very simply. And just say something to make her feel like your interest isn't as high anymore. Boom. Problem solved. Problem solved. Let's see. Right now, my biggest struggle in game is me overthinking. Let me give you some context. I recently started Cold Approach, but I have filled myself with so much knowledge and technique that I start, but it leads the conversation to a dead end because I keep thinking and I got no replies to her. Don't know. Analysis paralysis is a real thing, by the way. It is possible to get yourself in a rut because you're thinking too much. The reason you're thinking too much, honestly, comes down to because you don't have, like, one of the most weird things about game is that game teaches you how to hide the fact you have an agenda, but you have to have an agenda to have a good game, right? So the only thing you should be thinking about is the next step, what you should do next. And you'll know what the next step is by thinking about what your next checkpoint is. The next thing you should be getting from her. The next thing you should be getting her to do for you. The next thing, the next phase of the interaction. Does that make sense? If you have your mind on the future, it'll be very good to understand what's going on in the present. Now, with that said, though, you can't have your mind completely on the future all the time because it takes away from the present moment. But you do have to have in mind, okay, I've been talking to her for a while. Maybe it's time I push forward and try to see if I can get the number. Okay, I've been texting her for a while. I should begin to do things to make sure we see each other in person again. Let me set up a date. That's how your mind should be working, for the most part. You feel what I'm saying? That way you don't overcomplicate things in your head. Let's see. Will Smith has so much potential, he just abandoned. I watched Focus, S-tier game. Amazing game in Focus. And gotta love Margot Robbie in any type of scenario, obviously. Oh, she's a beautiful woman. She really is. She really is. She asked if I had a girl, told her yes, but my girl was mad because I don't want to commit. I have no idea what any of that means. She asked you if you have a girl, you said yes, but then your girl was mad because you don't want to commit. If she's your girl, aren't you already committed to some degree? Also, how did your girl find out about this conversation we had with a different girl? Did you just word that incorrectly, or am I just goofy here? What's going on? She asked if I had a girl, told her yes. No comma, by the way. Thanks for that. Told her yes, but my girl was mad because I don't want to commit. The fuck does that mean? Explain. Where to go in the conversation? Oh, what is my plan? Exactly. I just answered that question. Even just literally think about it like checkpoints, like steps. Talking to her. Okay, number. Okay, got the number. Okay, text. Okay, text her. Date. Okay, date. Sexualizing the conversation and asking her relevant, open-ended questions. Okay, that went well. She's qualifying herself to me. Sex location. Okay, sex location. Get her naked. Okay, get her naked. Do things like boom, 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 boom. Like you just have the checkpoints memorized in your head. Then she asked about marriage. God invited me to her baptism. Sure. Jace, my brother, do you know that way? To who the finest gal them in Uganda? Ugandan girls are dope because they're just Kenyan girls with extra steps. Which is funny. They're chill though. I like them. They're chill. They're not as toxic or. They are boring though. They're not as exciting as Nigerian women or Ghanaian women. They're not quite as energetic, so to speak. But they're alright. They're cool. They can be pretty. It's hilarious that Will Smith has the physical features of a protector but just can't internalize them. I wonder what happened to him as a child. I'll tell you what happened to him as a child because he said this a lot. Two major things. One, his relationship with his father is fucked up, right? Because his relationship with his father is fucked up. Two, there's an over-reliance on the validation of his mother, which turns into the validation of women. And then that validation of women leads into three, He got cheated on very young and didn't learn the right lessons from getting cheated on. You know what the lesson he learned from getting cheated on was? He learned that, oh, I know, if I just become the biggest superstar on earth, then no woman will ever cheat on me. So he made not getting cheated on his ultimate life's goal, essentially. And hey, it drove him to a lot of success. But isn't it funny how the universe works? When you say you fear something out loud, and you do everything in your power to run away from that thing, the universe does nothing but put that thing right in front of you. And now, what is Will Smith best known for? Being the guy that got cheated on. How ironic, right? So that's what happened to Will Smith. It's just, he's a baby walking around in the body of a man. That's it. He never grew up. I met a girl, invited her over, and let her know I'm attracted to her. She kissed me and gave me a little bit. Okay. Alright. I don't see the rest, but okay. Also, I think the reason for my analysis paralysis is because online game I should have probably started. Huh? Oh, you should have probably started with Cold Approach and also started Cold Approach even with no knowledge so I can have steady progress. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. You're a Kendrick fan. Yes, I am. I am a fan of Kendrick Lamar. Absolutely. Did I ever say I wasn't? Because people are saying that like an accusatory thing. Like, oh, you're a Kendrick fan. Like, yeah. I never said I wasn't. Absolutely, I'm a Kendrick fan. He's in my top 5 rappers of all time. He's up there. Eminem, Lil Wayne, Pusha T, Kendrick, Hopsin. Like, right, that's my top 5 right there. Duh. I know you're a Kendrick fan. Yes. What's wrong with that? Us protector types got to stick together anyway. Now I'm up now. Might as well get my questions answered. Fair enough. Paul the Apostle was a protector type. Protector with the willingness to provide afterwards. But yeah, definitely started out as a protector type. With Cold Approach and also started Cold Approach. Oh yeah, I didn't write that one. That's Cap. Sure. Your reality is what you say it is, my friend. Peter got soft. Peter did get soft. It's so weird. He went out like a G though. He went out like a G, but in the middle there, when he denied Jesus 3 times, that's no. Which means I felt the last minute resistance, and now she's seeming distant. How do I approach and deal with this, coach? Okay, so if you feel last minute resistance, first thing you got to do is treat it like you have to start over from the beginning. That's the first thing. Second thing, you got to give space between when you botch the set to when you reapproach her. So I would literally say give it like a good 3 months. Honestly, for those kind of situations, give it a good 3 months. But then third, you got to reapproach in a different way. And you have to do it like in a very direct way as well, because you've already established mutual attraction for each other before that point. There's no need to be indirect anymore. It'll just make you look weak and soft if you try to be indirect again. But wait 3 months, approach again directly, and then go from there. That should solve your problem. Just some advice for the newbies: don't start off with online games, start off with Cold Approach. Even if you got no knowledge of the conversation, doesn't go the way you like, just go back to Jace's videos. Fair enough. That's good advice too, by the way. Cold Approach will literally mess up your online game will mess up your Cold Approach, because there's a lot of skills that transfer from Cold Approach to online that don't do the same thing the other way around. Just something to keep in mind. Is the main trait of are the main traits, is what you meant to say, are the main traits of protector types disagreeability and risk-taking? Yes, I say them all the time. How do you become more of a protector type? Just what I just said. Be more disagreeable, take more risks. When you drive, why use a seatbelt? Because you want to prevent an accident. You use seatbelts, you fucking pussy. See, that's that provider shit I was talking about. I'm gonna use a seatbelt. Fucking pussy. You want to prevent. That's okay. Okay. Jokes aside, let me you know, because this is what guys that talk about prenups and state marriages. This is what they like to talk about to like justify their obvious fear. But let me expose y'all a little bit. Let me expose y'all real quick. Prevention is better than cure. You're very correct. It is. My question is, why are you using that kind of prevention? Because if you really wanted to prevent something, like not lose half your shit when you get married, why not just don't get married? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, you know, alternative? Because, you know, I know what you're going to say. I've had this argument a bunch of different times. I want to raise kids in a nuclear family, a nuclear home. Bullshit. Marriage didn't even exist until, what, a couple hundred years ago. Were all the kids that were raised before marriage got invented fucked up, essentially? No. If they were, we wouldn't be here. Our ancestors did a good enough job, which is why we're here right now. That's the first thing. Like, don't forget that part. Marriage is cool. Marriage is good. But it's not part of our biological makeup. God didn't create man with the need to marry. That's a very new phenomenon. Keep that in mind. That's one. Two, why not just be honest with yourself and say the truth? It's not about, oh, I want my kids. It's not about the kids. You can't get bitches to stick around unless you put a ring on it. Let's be honest. You're using marriage as a handcuff to make sure you don't die alone. That's what's happening. Now, if you were me and you live in an abundance of women and you have women in your life that you know will always stick around because you have learned over years how to psychologically get them to emotionally invest in you, then you don't need marriage. You see me talk about marriage all the time, like, oh, it might happen, it might not. You want to know why I can say it that flimsily and not care to get married or not? It's because I have abundance. So for me, marriage is not life or death. It never will be. It just never will be. And even if you use the religious excuse, even in the Bible, you know who talks about marriage the most in the Bible? The Apostle Paul. And you want to know how he talks about marriage? Hey, it's good to get married if you want to. But you know, for some of you, hey, the mission might be a lot more important than having a wife. It is what it is. But hey, if you want to do it, just to have someone to keep you company, cool. Do what you gotta do. That's literally what he says in the Bible. So even in the Bible, marriage is like an option. Like, hey, yeah, do it if you want. So what does that say about men that try to make it like, oh, it's the ultimate, it's my life's purpose? It's pathetic. You're not living in abundance. That's why you need to get married. I don't. I might. But I don't need that shit. So let's work on that. Let's work on why you need marriage. And then when you figure out why you need marriage, then you'll see from my point of view why preventing losing half your shit is stupid. Because again, if you live in an abundance of women and you decide for whatever reason, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to get married to one of these chicks. You want to know what else you're going to naturally think? You're going to naturally think, hey, if I'm going to go through something like marriage, one, she's going to have earned that. She's going to have earned that position in my life to become essentially a person I decide to gamble on, my wife. And then two, if she decides she wants to leave me with half my shit, then that means in my mind, she would have earned half my shit. You think I'm getting married to a woman that I'm not willing to lose half my shit to? But again, that's the thing. I live in enough abundance of women to know that if I do get married to a woman one day, it's a woman that I've already decided in my mind, oh, if this girl takes half my shit, I won't be mad at it. It's fine. It's whatever. But you don't live in abundance of women, so you don't even know how to get women to work that hard for you. I do. Trust me, if you see me get married to a bitch, understand that bitch she deserves half my shit. Absolutely she does. And I'm good enough and abundant enough and experienced with women enough to know how to get women to put in that kind of work for me. You see what I'm saying? Mr. Prevention? Fuck out of here with that pussy shit. You want to prevent this? Don't get married then, pussy. Don't get married. You won't die. You won't die. Don't lie to yourself. You're living a bitchless life. and you see marriage as your salvation to save you from your loneliness. That's why you're doing it. Don't lie to you. Don't lie to me. You ain't lying to me. I'm not believing you. Fuck out of here. Anyway, because that was his method that he practiced to perfection. Who are we talking about? Over and over. Oh, we talking to someone else. Fair enough. So should I say, hi, I don't want to marry your daughter to state marriage because I don't want to lose my money, but I love her though. If you're a gangster, yeah, say that. Literally say that. But again, it's like, it's even pussy. Why aren't you getting married to someone you're okay with losing half your shit to? That just tells me the girl you're about to get married to doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve half your fucking life's work, man. You gotta get her to deserve it. And how do you do that? You get her to put in that kind of work for you. It goes back to what I just said. If you're too scared to let her take half your shit, bro, she doesn't deserve to get married to you. Then don't marry her. Don't marry her. That's the real gangster move. Tell her, listen, I'm never gonna get married to you until you put in this kind of work. And then go up to her parents and be like, nah, I don't really plan to marry your daughter yet. And then receive the backlash that'll come with that. She's not getting any younger. What the fuck? What do you mean? And then the backlash from her as well. Well, I'm not getting any younger. If you don't marry me right now, I'm gonna leave you. And then be like, fuck it then. Leave. Leave. You have not put in the work to get married to me. You have not put in the work to deserve a ring from me. Leave. Go and find someone else out there that's easier for you to get. And I'm sure you'll find one. You're a beautiful girl. That's fine. But that's not me. That's the gangster shit to do. Stop being pussy about your lives. It's your fucking lives. Have some fucking sense of urgency about it. You're really gonna throw your life away for a bitch that doesn't deserve it? This what we doing out here right now? This is not common sense? I mean, let me chill out on these ranting. Let me chill out on the rant. Cause I can go crazy about this shit. Like, come on, it's your life, man. Like, come on, son. Oh, I gotta go tell her parents. Tell them fuck off. That's what. It's your life. Damn. Anyway, any tips for picking up girls on TikTok? On TikTok Live is crazy. I don't know. I've never done that before. I use DMs, so. I don't know. I want to start approaching, but I need to start therapy to get rid of a few insecurities. Trust me, approaching will get rid of those insecurities from you a lot faster than therapy ever will. And it's way cheaper. I keep telling people, women are the ultimate test of men's emotional strength. There's nothing your therapist will ask you and make you realize that'll ever fix you faster than putting yourself in hard to deal with situations with women. I promise you. You feel me? While sitting next to this girl in the bus, I had no interest in her at first. I just wanted to have a convo. We were talking about our dreams, family, friends, our hobbies, awkward situations. We've been in, got her number and said I'll call later. There was no anxiety or fear of rejection holding me back. I'll work on my fear of rejection. What else do I do? If you weren't interested in the girl at first, then that tells me she was comfortable for you. You didn't actually like her. That anxiety or fear, you'll feel it when it's a girl you actually want things to work out with. When it's a pretty girl that you actually like, you'll feel it. So that girl wasn't good enough practice for you. You gotta go practice with a girl that actually gets your heart pumping. You feel me? Oh, someone's message at the top just disappeared. Who pinned it? Pin it again. I just caught my girl going through my phone. Oh, hold on. At the start of my game, I got amazing practice results off the TikTok Live, but not sustainable at all. Oh, really? Interesting. Fair enough. Just caught my girl going through my phone. She apparently saw my ex number still in my phone. Help. Shit. Nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that? Oh, yeah, it's still there. So what? What about it? What about it? It's competition for her anyway. Never allow a woman take away competition from herself. Like, a woman's job is to remove competition anxiety from herself and to make you get rid of all your bitches and to make you get rid of any woman at all that might pose a threat to her position. Your job is to keep her on her toes even though she's in that position. So yeah, that's not a bad thing. Like, just be like, oh, listen, what are you worried about? Some ex's, really? Ex's number? That's what you're worried about? You over here in my life. You're with me. I do all this amazing shit for you. I'm an amazing boyfriend to you. You suck my dick, and you're worried about a fucking number. That's what's getting you in a hissy fit right now. Man, chill out, yo. Chill out and let us be happy. Stop it. This is silly right now, right? Always dismiss it as not a big deal. That's what you do. That way she calms down, but then she has it at the back of her head. Oh, he might be talking to his ex. Perfect. That's what you want. Drop the next compliance episode. Alright. 10K likes and I will drop it tonight. 10K likes and I will drop it tonight. 10K likes on this live and I will drop it tonight. Let's see what that. Well, let me see if that happens. I highly doubt it will, but let's see. Explain the men versus bear argument. It's women answering a logical question with emotion, and then it's men trying to correct their emotion with their logic. It's stupid people all around. Everybody's fucking stupid, right? A woman saying she'd rather a man over a bear. Sorry, rather a bear over a man is clearly not thinking logically, right? Obviously, like anyone with any fucking brain cells can think logically and be like, oh yeah, even though there's bad men on the planet, there can't be that many, or what are the chances of the one being a fucking terrible human being running into me in the woods, right? Like, highly unlikely. Everyone moves out of fear. Everyone is too busy trying to defend what they have. Not like it takes a very special, crazy motherfucker to try to take from you what you have, whether it's your property, your life, or your booty hole, right? So that was funny. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, if you're thinking logically, of course, like, the bear is far more dangerous. But again, that's what I'm saying. These women are not thinking logically. They're being emotional. They're going off of whatever man hurt them in their life, you know, ex-boyfriend, father, brother, whoever the fuck man was in their life and hurt them, to extrapolate onto all the other men on the planet. You know, with women, it's, as far as men are concerned, guilty until proven innocent. And you learn quickly, right? That's not a game you should try to win. Trying to get women to think you're one of the good guys is one of the dumbest, most counterproductive things you can do. Which is why I don't respect the men that try to argue with these women. Like, oh, but you're not thinking, like, if you're not realizing the, like, who cares? Like, it's a bunch of emotional women anyway. Decline. It's a bunch of emotional women anyway. Why are you trying to logically argue with an emotional creature? What are you doing? That's one. Two, again, to repeat myself, one of the most counterproductive things you can do as a man is try your hardest to convince women that you're one of the good guys. Me personally, I couldn't give a fuck less if women out there think I'm the fucking scum of the earth. Yes, I don't care. I don't care if there's women out there that are terrified to run into me in the woods. Don't give a shit. My women think I'm the shit. My women know to pick me over the fucking bear. All right? That's all I care about. The rest of these bitches, who fucking cares? You should never be trying to make women think you're the good guy. That if anything, that just makes you look even more suspicious. You feel me? That's the men to bear argument. And can we stop talking about it? Please. God damn. So stupid. Let's see. I don't know, you tell me why I was out here spitting facts. Best therapy is exposure therapy. Indeed. Bob Marley has some of the best game I've ever seen. Indeed. He did. He relied a little too much on his looks, but yeah, he definitely still had game on top of that for sure. Let's see. You see, I'm teasing you and it's working, got you blushing and everything. Indeed, Pookie, indeed. A1 game. A1 indeed. How to handle confrontation or fight situations like Obama, smooth and untouchable, and destroying them. The reason Obama can handle things the way he does is because he's actually been in those high pressure situations a lot of different times. So he knows how to create win-win situations. He knows how to do and say things that makes it so that having a fight or a confrontation either leaves him on top or doesn't make sense. right? So it really does start with just making sure you're calm under pressure. But how can you be calm under pressure if you don't feel pressure all the time? Again, exposure therapy. Sasuke, but he's a nice dude willing to protect Sakura on the other hand. Why are we still talking about Naruto? This bro has been talking to himself about Naruto in my comments the entire time. I think Ryu went back to sleep. Oh no, he's here. What else can you do besides time and attention? Already answered that one. Less talking, more listening. Let's see. Bro, your aura is great now. I understand when you said you keep your beard, the hair and beard combo is great. Yeah, indeed. It's a great combo. His had to move in with his auntie and uncle. That's what happened. Who? Who did? Oh, Will Smith. I got that reference. I'm happy I did. He had to move in with his auntie and uncle in Bel Air. That's funny. That's funny. Well done, LOL. Befitting name. The 7 girl from Morocco I've been imprinting has been taking very long to reply to my text lately. Is that something to see as her having a lack of urgency or attention around me? I think I give her too many of those heartfelt, genuine compliments after she behaves in a way I like, to the point where she's starting to see me as a text buddy or text boyfriend. That might be it, or that you might also be dealing with just competition. Don't forget, if that attention isn't coming to you, it's going somewhere else. Keep that in mind. What video is the book recommendation on YouTube? Go to YouTube, type in Jace the Pickup Scientist books to read. Or I think it was top 5 books to read. I titled the video, but you'll see it there. How do you feel about Kendrick not dropping it? Increasing anxiety for Drake. That's pretty much it. Like, you got to think about it like Kendrick rizzing up Drake. That's essentially what the battle is. So what do you do from time to time? When you make a girl qualify herself, before you give her the validation she's looking for, what do? You put some time and space between it. All that's happening right now is that the ball is in Kendrick's court. Right? Drake double texted, didn't get a reply. And now the anxiety is on him even more. Perfect. That's exactly how you should play it. It's solid game. It's solid game. So when he does drop, 1, Drake isn't going to see it coming, because Drake would be entering the resolution stage in his heart, like, oh, I guess he's not going to drop. And then 2, even more importantly, it's probably going to be really hard-hitting information, which there is a lot to talk about when it comes to Drake. Like, I don't see how Drake wins it regardless, right? But that aside, like, yeah, it's just solid game. It's a great game. Bro, I don't always believe in Hollywood music industry. To me, they're controlled by the devil. Don't you believe that? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there's a few good apples in there, but most of them have sold their souls for sure. What are your thoughts? What would you do in my position? Didn't I already answer that? When you said, well, again, I would just, like, withdraw. It goes back to, like, that, what we talked about before, withdrawing time and attention. If you're noticing she's beginning to take you for granted, begin to put space between each reply. See what happens. Like, observe and learn like it's real situation, but the devil runs it. Fair enough, yeah. Make it more rare for her to get it. Indeed. Jace, where did you get that medal you're holding in one of your recent vids you posted? Jiu-jitsu. I do competitions for that from time. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm training to get into one again. So, you know how you said girls won't leave if they're happy in their relationship. How would it work if you're what? I'm not sure you wrote that correctly, Asami. If your ex in a new relationship and she's happy in it, could you still use closure as bait for her? How do you... Okay, so closure is a very powerful thing. If she doesn't have closure from you, it's pretty much impossible to be happy in her new relationship. So I wouldn't even think she's happy in that new relationship. I really wouldn't assume it. I don't care how happy she appears to be. That guy's just there to help her rebuild her confidence to come back to you. You feel me? POV seatbelt hater lore. That's funny. Is it the law of the game? That's a different video. But that's a very good video though. And that's probably the best video I've put out so far. Does not outshining the master also apply when talking to you? Or do you not mind me or the mods bragging about things to you? Me personally, I'm aware of it, so I don't mind it. Me personally, I'm very cognizant of that. So I really don't mind it. And I always tell you guys all the time, you guys are the future of the game. You're gonna be better than me. And I'm okay with that. So if you begin to show and display signs of you being better than me, I'm not mad at that. That's what's supposed to happen. In my mind, I'm not a good teacher if my students aren't better than me. For real, for real. That's how I really believe. That's what makes me, if anything, that's my ego trip right there, is to be the greatest teacher. And how can I be that if I don't have students that outshine me? You feel me? At least that's how I see it anyway, you know. But yeah, absolutely. I don't think he'd care. Yeah, you're right. Guys, what's the title of the video where I give that top 5 list of, you know, books to read? I respect you for saying that, Jace. Shit, thank you. But that's how I believe it. Of all the mentors I've had, I had one that passed that philosophy down to me. You know, every other mentor I had to kind of like be very careful not to, you know, push their egos too far. Oh, 10K likes? Oh shit. Okay, now I gotta drop the next part of you know, compliance series. Fuck it, I'm dropping it tonight. When I get off live, I'm gonna drop it. That's my word to you guys. It'll probably be late, but I'm dropping it. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh yeah, what was the title of the vid? What was the title of? Because it was like top 5 books to read, or you should read this secret book. I forget what the title was. But okay, type in Jace the Pickup Scientist books. You should probably get the video from there. You should probably get it from there. True, me neither, but he does emphasize it. At the start of my game, I got him. Oh yeah, I remember that one. It's called Book Recommendations? Okay, fair enough. Say no more, say less. Yeah, TikTok is crazy. I'll be careful with the language. Jace, she said, flirting is a deal breaker for her. How would you dealing with her going through my phone and seeing this? Oh, who cares about her deal breaker? Don't worry about it. Women are supposed to say things like that to control your behavior, right? Literally put the ball in her court and see what happens. The next time she says something like that, oh, flirting is a deal breaker, be like, okay, cool. If you believe me flirting with my ex is a deal breaker, that's fine. You should probably leave me right now. I promise you they freeze in place. That's what happens every fucking time. Because, again, flirting isn't actually the deal breaker. They're just saying it to try to get you to stop. You feel me? Dismiss that shit. Keep the language. I want to move to YouTube. You evil. The next live will be on YouTube, by the way. Quick announcement. The next live will be on YouTube. Onyx says, alright bro, my fingers hurt. Fair enough. I'll keep my word. I'll put the next part out after I get off live. He didn't just do me like that. You know I'm messing with you, baby. Let's see. The way Alex Pereira throws punches while shadowboxing looks ineffective, but his KO say otherwise. It's like, there's no correct way to throw a punch. I've learned that after all these years of striking. Like, when Mike Tyson was using the peekaboo style, a lot of you weren't, I mean, I wasn't either, right? Look at me talking like I'm that old. But from the research I did, when Mike Tyson came out with the peekaboo style, when Cus D'Amato, like, used him to premiere that style, everyone thought it looked goofy. Everyone thought, this shit ain't gonna work. But then he started knocking everybody out. And it was like, well, shit. You know, so there's no real way, there's no correct way to do everything. There's a correct way for you to do it. In fact, I would honestly say that traditional way of boxing, that orthodox way of boxing, it's not going to work for most people. Because I feel like you have to have a certain body type to make that work. If you have what I call outlier features, you probably should have your own unique style. Like if your arms are longer than usual, you probably shouldn't obey every fundamental rule of boxing movement, for instance, right? If you have a shorter or longer torso, you should probably move a little differently. If you have high calf incisions or lower calf insertions, higher or lower calf insertions, you should probably move different as well. So I don't think there's a correct way for every single person to move, but I think there's a correct way for you to move. And Alex Pereira has found his own correct way. Like, I've seen his defense pisses me off. The man has literally no defense. Sometimes he flails his arms around. Sometimes he just leans back and posterizes his arms out there. Him and John Jones have the same exact defense. Long arm defense. You just post their arms like that and lean their head backwards. That's their defense. You might think, oh, that's stupid. That's not the correct way to move defensively. But by God, they don't get hit clean. Not all the time. I mean, actually, Alex Pereira does get hit quite a few often times. But end of the day, it's working well enough. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of weird, but whatever. Drake planning a parade right now. And it's at that moment that Kendrick will come hit him and upside the head. Don't worry, you'll see what I'm saying. I love when game reflects real life and proves me right. It just makes me look better. So I recently backed off of a couple of days with no explanation. She then double texted me, which makes sense. But the replies are still slow. Make yours slower. Remind her what it looks like to not hear from you for a while. Can you touch on Chris ending Quavo? How could Cole handle this with more masculinity? Who's Cole? Oh, J. Cole. Oh. Chris Brown ending Quavo. Protector each protector. Happens all the time. No, It's a bigger monster eating the little one. That's about as far as it goes. Chris Brown was willing to be more confrontational and more insulting than Quavo was. Quavo likes, a little bit of savvy with it, but Chris Brown is a little too aggressive. So his just raw aggression won him out. As for J. Cole, how he should have handled that is literally just leave the song out and let the public opinion be the public opinion, and just lose like that. And then if he wants to talk about it later, then go, you know what? I lost to the better man. Kendrick was a better man. I lost. It is what it is. Not retract his attempt. That would be the more masculine way to, go about doing things. It's the fact that he retracted it all that just makes him look weak. Would it be a good strategy to give her very short bursts of attention and make her off balance? Yeah, essentially. Just like from time to time, shower his attention and then give her nothing but space afterwards. Hey, Jace, the group chat thinking about making a big group call. Will I join? Absolutely. I will join. Just let me know what day you guys can do it, and I'll let you know if I'm free. But yeah, absolutely. We actually should have done that by now, honestly. We should do like a solid 30 minutes to an hour just chopping up the game, all of us together. Absolutely. Probably do that one upstairs too. And then wait until you see her in person when she gets back here in 2 months. Oh, that's the long distance one? You should especially do that for her, because she's long distance. Absolutely. What is being better than you even look like? Just doing it for longer, I think. Like, being better than me is doing what I'm doing right now, but for a longer period of time. That's why I have such a high respect for AZD, for Arash D. Bazaar, because that's essentially what it would look like. How do I get girls? By going to talk to them. That's like step number one. Let's talk to girls. Do I need to treat my girlfriend differently now that she's pregnant? No. In fact, that's like a big trap a lot of men fall into. Men believe, oh, she's pregnant now, I'm gonna be her personal slave. Now then you lose all respect in the relationship. No. She's carrying your child. That's important. That's cool. But that doesn't automatically mean you're gonna pedestalize her. Does that make sense? Yeah, like, you're a good man. You're a generous man. You're a benevolent man. Take care of her. Give her what she needs, not what she wants. This is, I'm gonna give you one major situation a lot of men fall into when their girl gets pregnant. You know when pregnant women get like these cravings they have, especially towards the end of the pregnancy, a lot of men lose their frame in that period. Why? Because their girl will wake up at 3 a.m. and go, wake up, I'm feeling like a banana split. And this idiot actually gets up out of bed and goes to get it. You're over complying to her, and you're doing it for essentially no other reason other than, oh, I don't need it, the baby needs a banana split. It's like, what are you doing? That's where you go, listen, honey, that's cool, but you can get one in the morning. And then you go back to sleep. Oh, but it's for the baby. Listen, our baby needs to be healthy anyway. Might as well just teach him how to fast right now. Go back to sleep. That's a big thing a lot of men fall for. It's like becoming their wife's slave because she has their baby. Chill out on that. You're still the man. You're still the protector of both of them. Or more than both. If she got twins, it's like 3 of them, right? But you get what I'm saying. You're her leader. You're her protector. Then allow yourself to begin to treat her like she's an egg. She's not. She's your woman. Carrying your baby. Okay? Very important. Remember to contextualize the laws too. The law that governs all is to be like water and understand when and how. Indeed. Do you recommend ghosting to get more compliance out of girl seeming distant? Ghosting a girl that's already seeming distant isn't going to work. This is what I keep trying to tell you guys. Ghosting a girl or walking away from a girl or matching energy, as they say, pulling back on a girl that's pulling back is going to do nothing but make her forget you exist. That's how it works. Like, ghosting only works if everything was going well before you ghosted. That's when it hurts. That's when the anxiety goes up, the sense of urgency goes up, the confusion goes up. She goes, what the fuck? Why? What happened? And then she starts chasing you. Because why would you leave? Everything was going well. But if nothing was going well and then you ghost, she's not going to care. If anything, you've just made her job easier. You feel me? Let's go. We move. Yeah, I love YouTube lives. Indeed. We can be a lot more crazy over there. It only worked for Tyson because opponents were taller than him. Or more specifically, he was shorter than them. And that's kind of like that goes into what I was talking about. There's a style for everybody and their body type and their particular position and, you know, what they have to deal with. Mike Tyson was actually a very small heavyweight. People forget that. He was 5'10". Like, I'm taller than Mike Tyson. He was 5'10" in a division full of people that were 6'3" and up. So, yeah, absolutely. He formed a style that worked for him specifically. Well, the custom model did, but you get the point. Right? So, yeah, you're going to have to find unique ways to win for your particular situation. You know? That's why I think Alex Pereira is going to do very well in the light heavyweight division. Because he's really a long heavyweight fighting in light heavyweight. It's crazy. XXX provider or protector or what combination? I would say protector type in the beginning turns into a protector type with the willingness to provide later on. But in the beginning when he was coming out, like X was a fucking straight protector type. Like straight, like pure protector type. Like nothing but protector type. But then he went through what everyone that experiences that protector type life goes through, which is he found out what happens when you go too far to that side. And he was a smart guy. He was an introspective guy. So he made the necessary adjustments before he died. But he did make the adjustments. You feel me? So you can see towards the end of his life, he stopped talking about, you know, just fucking shit up all the time. Even his music changed. He stopped being too aggressive and too impulsive with his behavior. He went back to like, you know what? Let's make the world a better place. I have the power to, and I'm still a dangerous motherfucker, but let's see if I can do some good here. All right? So, yeah. Shout out to X, R.I.P. I can also see arguments being made that his different eras have different types. Indeed, that's essentially what I just explained. But you're smart for catching that. Let's see. How important are looks when having a woman invest in you? Investing in you, like, not really that important. You know, look. I'll tell you what looks are for. Looks are for getting attention, right? It's a very cool, easy way to get attention from women. That initial attention. It's also a factor that can help you, right? If used correctly, that is, make her think of you in like a more consequential way. Because looks are a weird thing. They can be used for both short-term and long-term progress. If you're good looking enough, she can see you as just a guy she can fuck tonight and not have to worry about later. But if you're also good looking enough, she can see you as, you know what, I can be seen in public with this guy. Does that make sense? But as for actual investment, what makes women invest in you is emotional, relevance. It's making her feel things she's never felt before, and to varying degrees. Can you use your looks to do that? Yes, but it'll be a lot harder than just doing something simpler like creating tension. You feel what I'm saying? Something to keep in mind. Oh yeah, for joining the group call, again, I'm down with that. Shit, Hector, where have you been? Hector, are you in the group chat, my friend? I don't know if I ever added you to the group chat on Instagram. Let me know. All my mods are there. Hope you're not missing out. How do I overcompensate when I feel the last minute resistance? I already answered this question. You got to give it a minimum of 3 months and then reapproach her in a direct manner. That's what I said. Fish Army is late as fuck. Everybody boo him. Boo. 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 Boo him. Now that most of the mods are here, what do y'all think about making Dimitri and me mods? Even Dimitri's day isn't quite today. Dimitri's day is coming soon though, for sure. But I'm gonna have to consult the mods in the group chat for the next live to see when the next promotion ceremony will be. Because I like promotion ceremonies. I like it when it happens at the same time. So more than likely, you and Dimitri, I don't know you tell moi, you and Dimitri will probably be getting promoted on the same day, more than likely. Let's see. I'll be booking a call with you this week. Quick advice needed. I also have a unique game-changing proposal. Talk soon. Oh, fair enough. We'll talk. Yeah, let me know. Is it okay to leave her undelivered for hours or not initiate texting her because I don't feel like it? Perfect. Don't fuck delivered. Leave her on red for hours. When was the last time y'all, and this is for those of you that have girlfriends, fiancés, wives. When was the last time y'all just ignored your girl for a little bit? Just to get her worried a little bit. Just a little bit, Get her thinking about you. Get her worrying about you, Can I talk to long distance girl every X amount of days? Sporadically? Yeah, I just told you, yeah. I already answered that question, man. Absolutely, you can. You can. In fact, that's what you should be doing. That's what you should be doing. Especially since she's long distance. Talk to her, I'll put it like this. Twice a week. Just to give yourself a good frame to, fit it in. Twice a week, okay? X was such a great guy. See a bit of yourself in him or a bit of himself in you in terms of his inner struggles and introspection? Absolutely. What do you think about Taekwondo? Is that the guy people were telling me about? The one black dude, I think he streams on Twitch or something. I've seen a few of his videos. I mean, maybe I'm the wrong person to ask because I'm world class with this shit, but he just seems like every other black dude that's giving cookie cutter advice. I also haven't seen a single receipt, but again, I haven't seen all his videos, obviously. So give me time to figure out this guy. But so far, the shit he's talking about is regular shit, No offense to the guy, most of these guys aren't on my level. They're just not. And then use the date in person as a relief of tension to reposition myself as a source of validation. You could do that, but use the dates as a way to do both at the same time, right? Use the dates as a way to demonstrate both protector-provider ability. Dates should be for both because that's where you get to be a 3D immersive experience with her. Show both sides at the same time. You feel me? That's important. What's your opinion on looks maxing? Do it. Like, hell yeah. Do it. Like, max your looks, but max your game as well. Do both. But yeah, max your... I mean, here's the thing about the whole looks maxing thing. If you care about yourself and you love yourself and you think of yourself as important, you will treat yourself with the highest respect and regard. You won't have to like wonder if you're gonna looks max or not. Like, you're gonna do something to make sure that you present yourself in a good light in public. You feel me? Everything maxing. Exactly. Well said, Asami. Everything maxing. Max your looks, max your game, max your martial arts techniques, max your money, max it all. Max all of it. You're a video game character walking around in the 3D world. Increase all your fucking stats, bro. All of them. All of them. You should be above average in everything. Everything. Right? Someone was asking me recently, why do Nigerian men have the ability to get all these different kinds of women to, you know, sleep with them and have their babies and such? Why do Nigerian men mix with all these other women? It's because Nigerian men are jack of all trades. All of us are. And I didn't even realize this was a thing until I came to America. America is where I had to learn, like, oh, there's nerds, there's jocks, there's frat boys, there's gym bros, there's introspective artistic dudes. In Nigeria, we're all those things at the same time. I was a nerd that liked comic books, that was on the soccer team, that knew how to draw and sketch and play the guitar and piano. We're all these things at the same time. All these things. And now I'm learning even more skills. Like y'all know about my martial arts and jiu-jitsu. Y'all know about my soccer and all that stuff. Like, all of it. Be a master of all. It's okay. You won't die. There's enough time in the day. You can dedicate an hour to every single skill you want to learn. Every single skill. And that's why we're so attracted to many different women. Because no matter what she, in her mind, interprets as power, there is a Nigerian man out there, and I'm saying a Nigerian man, but it's all of us. We demonstrate that kind of power to some degree. Oh, what's that? She likes academics and books? Cool. I graduated high school at the age of 16. How smart do you think I am? Right there with her. Oh, what's that? She likes athletics? Cool. I'm actually a solidly, decently well accomplished fucking jiu-jitsu player. Oh, what's that? She likes artistic expression and being sensitive in that type of introspective way. Cool. Guess who used to fucking screenwrite plays? Guess who used to have actual acting aspirations? Guess who actually went to the fucking final stages of a Netflix show that's very popular right now back in 2022? See what I'm saying? So no matter how she interprets power, I'm the guy. You max everything. Max it all. You won't die. Max it all. You feel me? I did get added, just been hella busy. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. That's good. Boo. Yes, boo Fish Army. Boo him. Yes, thank you. Boo him. Glad to see y'all putting in the work. Indeed. Indeed. It's for their own good. Uh-huh. That Todd guys you recommended is amazing. I know, right? Shout out to Todd Valentine, man. Shout out to Todd Valentine. He is truly one of the best OGs out there, man. I agree with what you said about XXX. I see myself in him too. Indeed. Shout out to X, man. How long should I ghost a girl for? Heard you said for at least 3 nights on Lucario Live the last time. Ghost a girl? We never even talked about ghosting on the Lucario Live. Did I even say that? On the Lucario Live? Absolutely not. We never talked about ghosting. What are we talking about? Also, 3 nights? That doesn't even sound like me. 3 nights? You gotta give me the context of what I said. Give me like proper context. Because I'm pretty sure we didn't talk about ghosting specifically. You know, so let me know. What happened? What do you mean when you say both on the date? It just meant, I just meant making her anxious up until the point of the date. Oh, I mean, you should give her different spurts of anxiety and comfort throughout the date. Show protector ability, show provider ability. Like, say things that make her doubt your future with her and her future with you. But at the same time, let her know that she's making progress in the way of creating that future with you. Right? So tell her, you know what? I don't really know you like that. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about you. You might be someone I can't really trust. And then reward her with a compliment later and be like, you know what? You're actually a pretty cool chick. I might see you as someone I want to spend some time with in the future. But let's see how this goes. That's how you do it. Like creating those dichotomy between negative and positive emotion. So the next 2 months, essentially, yes. What do you think of Todd V? I made a video talking about that. But yeah, Todd V is amazing, man. He and I are one of the few people that are talking about game from like a purely scientific point of view. So I'll always appreciate him. Shout out to Todd. Just to raise the tension up, and do you respond to her text as if nothing was wrong? Or you make excuses? Oh, you meant when I talked about like just increasing the urgency and anxiety in your relationship. See, this is why context is important. When I talk about like, just from time to time, just leave her on read or leave her undelivered type shit. Yeah, like three nights, 4 nights, what it depends on the relationship you're in. But yeah, that works too. But again, understand the context though. That's with a girl that things are going well with. Don't do that as a way to like, if it's a girl that's losing interest in you, that's not going to work. Like, I need you to understand that. This is why context is important. If you think you're going to do this and you're going to do it on a girl that is like losing interest in you, it's not going to fucking work. Do that on a girl where things are already going well. That's when the impact is like massive. You feel me? That's 1. 2, do not make fucking excuses when you come back. Literally come back like nothing happened. Like, oh yeah, sure. Oh, where did you go? What have you been? What? I can't be busy. Relax. Anyway, what you been up to? I missed you. Never, because you making excuses is like you trying to explain to your mom why you came back late that night. Like, oh, mom, remember when you were a kid and she told you be in the house by 8 o'clock and you showed up at 9 o'clock or fucking 11 if you were a bad kid like me. And where did you go? Where were you? But I was at my friend's house and then we played PlayStation 2 for too long. Why? She's not your fucking mother. Why are you explaining yourself? Don't explain shit. What are you talking about? It's fine. I was gone for a little bit. I was busy, but now I'm back. I missed you. Come here. Give me a kiss. Boom. Done. How do you get a girl who is hyper independent to be completely obsessed with you? There's no such thing as a hyper-independent woman. It doesn't exist. That is an illusion women sell to men to make them believe that they have leverage that they don't have. There's no such thing as a hyper-independent woman. Even in her independence, she depends on other people. Right? What does she build the house she lives in by herself? What does she put gas in her car by herself just because she dug the fucking oil from the ground? No. Everything in her life, she depends on other people to cooperate with her. Even if she has to pay for those things, she depends on other people. And don't get it twisted. She probably goes to a job where she literally listens to every word her boss, her probably male boss, tells her. Right? So she's listening to some man somewhere. Might as well be you. If you're having trouble getting her to listen to you, that's a different thing. That has nothing to do with her independence. That just means she doesn't trust your leadership. You feel me? That's a you thing. Let's see. Taekwondo valid because he's not those overly red pill YouTubers. Fair enough. But there's levels to this shit. And I just don't see a skill level from him. At least not yet. I, again, also haven't seen any receipts from him. At least not yet. Let me paraphrase those things. Let me see what bro's about. I've like literally seen 2 videos. Because I got tired of you guys asking me, what about Taekwondo? What about Taekwondo? Listen, y'all know, you should know I'm on a different level. That's why you even ask me about these people. You feel me? Like, hold on. Taekwondo is intermediate at best. Honestly. Hasn't made it past advanced beginner. Oh, fair enough. And I trust Ryu, because Ryu's one of my, mods. And all my mods know what real game looks like because I show it to them all the time. So if Ryu said that, I'm going to go with him. He's probably around that intermediate level. And honestly, that's what he sounds like to me so far. He just sounds like a guy that's better than the average man. But, like, is he great? So far, I don't see any evidence for that. Sorry. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying don't listen to the guy. If you want to go from level 0 to 1, sure, listen to him. Like, I'm sure he'll give you amazing advice for that. But I believe in skipping levels 0 through 5 and putting y'all right at level 6 so you can get to level 10 like me. You see what I'm saying? At least that's how I think about it. Anyway. Don't think someone is valid just because they're not infatuated by a certain ideology. Sure, I guess. But it's not the ideology that's the issue here, though. That's the thing, Asami. It's not the ideology I'm looking at. It's not even the ideology. It's like the skill level. How do I say this? When you have a skill level at something, anything, let's forget game for a second. You can always tell what level other people are at if you yourself have been at those levels before. Does that make sense? A lot of my skill and the way I teach it to you guys comes down to making you avoid a lot of the loopholes and pitfalls that are on the way. I'm always keeping that in mind. When I say things like, create anxiety, create tension, I'm not just saying that because it's the best way to get a girl hooked on you. I'm also saying that for the future of your relationship. In 100 years, that advice will stand. Because no matter what level you are, you need tension and anxiety to keep going, to keep the urgency up in a relationship, to keep her invested in you emotionally, to keep the imprinting going, right? It's not just cookie cutter, this will work for now advice. It's this will work forever advice. And when you've seen everything, that's how you think. You think in terms of forever. He means he's a red pill alternative. That's why certain guys gravitate towards his average game. Oh yeah, fair enough. If that's what you mean, for sure. That's very true. That's very, very true. And I think that's like the way to do it these days. It's like there's a lot of guys that are super average. So they will. It's like the same thing I was talking about with my girl the other day, right? Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift doesn't make the best music at all. Not even close. But she's an average, mediocre white woman. And because there's a lot of average, mediocre white women, I mean, there's a lot more mediocre people in general than exceptional people, then Taylor Swift is going to win in the numbers category. She's going to win because there's just more people that resonate with what she does than doesn't. And yeah, that's just how this shit works, man. There's more people in McDonald's than Noble. Let's see. A girl ignored my text on WhatsApp but sends me memes on Insta. Why the hell? That's funny. Maybe she doesn't even realize she's sending you the memes on Insta. Oh yeah, the Lucario live was golden. The laws of the game really reassured me. Indeed, it's a great live. Gotta work on my fucking sound. I didn't have my mic with me that time. Sounds like biblical quote, 3 nights. For real, 3 days and 3 nights. You must abstain from your bitch for 3 days and 3 nights. Did you ask or say something she can avoid? Oh wait, that's probably not for me. Do what? Just go off the phone? What are we talking about there? I don't. Freddie Dredd or Drake? I don't know who Freddie Dredd is, so I guess I have to say Drake, but I don't know who Freddie Dredd is. What was the game movie that featured Matthew McConaughey? That's the one I'm going to be talking about in part 2. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. Where could I find RSD Julian content? He removed all his stuff from YouTube since he became a guru. Honestly, I have all his old videos in a hard drive somewhere. That's where I find it. But I think people would have posted it, reposted his shit. Just type in RSD Julian Enfield or something. It should be all there. Is that where the first part of the movie was good? Exactly, that was the one. Just watch that movie until the halfway point, and then In fact, I'll tell you where the halfway point is. That's where the second ghost visits him. Because there's 3 ghosts throughout the movie. Ghosts of girlfriend's past, of girlfriend's present, of girlfriend's future. Just stop at the second ghost. Well, yes, the second ghost. After that, turn off the movie. You don't need to see the rest, because the rest is just Hollywood propaganda bullshit. Where it's like, oh, he's a player, but he's gonna find out he could die alone because he never forms a true connection, and so now he has to like get with this one girl that has always been his true love since childhood. Like Hollywood shit. By the way, in real life, that's not how it works. In real life, you have a bunch of bitches fight each other at your funeral. That's how it happens. That's what happens to players in real life. They have a lot of girls that go, I was his favorite girl, and fight each other at the funeral. That's what happens. Because in the movie, they're like, oh, only 3 people attend his funeral. Nah, in real life, a lot of people attend it, and they fight each other. Don't think, oh yeah, I read that one. What's the difference between tension and anxiety? Same thing. Let's put it like this. Tension is what you're creating. Anxiety is the vehicle that carries the tension with it, right? What's your thoughts on routine when in a relationship and talking to a chick? Routine is the death of every relationship. The moment your girl can get a beat on you, you're fucked. So routines must be habitually broken. You never want your relationship to be boring. Ever. You know? Hey bro, you someone who's genuinely happy in life right now? Shit. Okay, let me tell you what my life looks like, and you tell me if you would be happy if you were me, right? I have a very strong relationship with my God. That's the first most important thing. Forget all these things you guys see about me online. I am a spiritual man through and through. And not just like, oh, I'm holy. No. Like, I actually fucking communicate with God. The entity that we call God, the energy that we call God. I have a very close relationship with this being. That's the first thing. I have ministering angels, right? Second thing, I am slowly, it's kind of speeding up recently, but I am moving up quite a few number of income brackets as of recently, right? That's 2. 3, I have about 4 women in my life that would literally kill for me. Kill, like dead someone, like stab them in the throat. 4 beautiful women that you would lob your left arm off for, any of these women. I have 4 of those in my life right now that have been with me for years, right? That'll literally do anything I ask of them. Anything. All right, okay. 4, I have a beautiful relationship with all my family members. Maybe not all of them, but the ones that are the most important to me, right? I'm very proud of how close I am with certain family members I have. And then 5, I have mentors that are watching my progress, that are making sure I don't make unnecessary mistakes, and are telling me how proud of me, how proud of me they are. So you tell me if that was your life, honestly, if you're killing it, if you're crushing all your goals, if you're watching yourself feel stronger on like a spiritual level, an emotional level, a physical level, right? You're getting stronger, faster. Everything's going well. Everything's proud of you. Everyone's proud of you. Even when you're facing problems in your life, you have the ultimate confidence that you can get through with it because you always have. And in your mind, you always will. Really try to understand, like try to fathom this for a second. You really walk through the world feeling like God himself because you are an expression of him. If that was your life, would you be happy? Food for thought. I started dating women attracted to me, and it was the best decision. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm happy you did that, Daryl. Congratulations, well done. 99% of the problems you have in dating right now is that you're talking to women that you can do better than. You're talking to women that you're not really attracted to. Just start talking to women you're actually attracted to. I'm telling you. A lot of these questions y'all ask me, you will never ask me again. Promise. Taekwondo doesn't show receipts because he don't see women as a flex. Ooh, that's a very clever way to be disingenuous. Really? I don't see women as a flex either. You guys know that, right? I mean, if you've been watching me for a while, you know, for me, the women themselves are not the flex. The flex, if anything, is what I've been able to get them to do for me, right? It's the sacrifices I've been able to make them make on my behalf. That's the flex. But regardless of that, in this business, in this industry, you better know what the fuck you're talking about and prove that you know what you're talking about. I don't like showing receipts, but I have to, which is why I do. Because imagine I just came out saying all this nonsense I'm saying and no way to prove that it works. Imagine Jesus Christ, because I relate it all to Jesus Christ somehow, because he's amazing to me. Imagine Jesus Christ came out telling everyone, if you have seen me, you have seen the Father. For no man shall go to the Father but by me. I am the Son of God. Right? Imagine he said all that brag shit. He was bragging to that extent. And he never walked on water. He never casted out demons. He never calmed the seas and the storms and the waves. He never fed 15,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. He never, unstuck the deaf ears, made the blind eyes see, rose the dead. Imagine he was out here calling himself God and never did any God shit. How important in the entirety of history would he be right now? Not too important now, would he? He would just be another crazy motherfucker talking all that shit without being able to back it up. And that's the point. That's the point. Talking a lot of shit and no proof you can back it up. Not a good look. Not a good look. Listen, I'm not saying you gotta rub it in people's faces all the time, but by God, you gotta show some evidence you know what you're talking about. Some. Jace tells us to try out his method, and it actually works. And we got a whole community vouching for him. Thanks, Asami. I appreciate that. Asami's a member of my community. I always tell you guys, go and try out what I tell you, because I know it'll work. You just got to do it. The barrier to entry to good information is just doing the fucking thing. Practice. Practice. Right? If you can't do it, then you won't know if it's good. And I know my shit is good. I know it's good. You just got to do it. And then I show you that it's good because I show you the girls in my life. In real time, sometimes I show you the girl in my life. How many lives have I done with one of my girls? Jesus. I don't know a single person in Taekwondo's community who has said they changed their life. He changed their life. Hey, I don't know about his community. I don't know. Maybe there's someone in there that vouches. But again, I won't be surprised if there's people, there's a lot of people out there that give fucking lackluster, useless advice that have followers and fans that'll be like, oh, it changed my life. Because you gotta understand, a lot of people have really low fucking standards and expectations in life. So for them, that bit of useless information is the most amazing thing they've ever heard. You can't blame those people. It's not their fault. All right, they just haven't come across a guy like me yet. It is what it is. Even if they did say it, they don't know what that really means. Exactly, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah, you can't blame them either. It's not their fault. They just don't know any better. Think about it. At one point in your own life too, if someone came to you and went, never validate women, that would sound like the most amazing thing in your mind. That would say, oh my God, really? No wonder I haven't been getting bitches all this time. I've been validating these whole life. I'm never going to validate women. Then it's going to take a guy like me that'll give you nuance and be like, hey, you can't never validate women. That's not how it works. At some point, you do got to validate these women because the validation is what they're chasing after. And you have to use it to reward them from time to time. But you should learn how to correctly distribute your validation so that you know how to get the best situation, the best out of every situation you're in with a woman. That's what good advice sounds like. It's a lot of fucking nuance. And that's why a lot of people don't like good advice. A lot of people just, they don't like nuance. It's too much thinking. It's not their fault. Most people just walk around with the lead paint stare. Example, soft boy era. Perfect example, by the way. Perfect fucking example. It's like, you can't blame them. They have a certain level of thinking. You know what'll change up those people? Is one day they'll ask themselves, you know what? After doing all these red pill things and the Subway era things and all that stuff and taking all these things seriously, how well has that actually helped my life? Like, quantitatively, how many bitches do I have right now? And how many of them respect me and love me enough to do whatever I say? When they realize that they can literally count their blessings, and then they count their blessings and realize they can count none, it'll click. I know it'll click, because that's what happens when these former red pill guys come to me. They go, you know what? After 3 years of being in the red pill, I realize it doesn't actually fucking work. So I came to you, Jace, and holy shit, night and day. Now I'm actually having women text me back. No shit. It's very much an 80-20 principle. The reckless advice improves their position significantly. Indeed. It'll feel like progress in the meantime, but it end up fucking them up in the long run. It's unfortunate, but hey. Let's see. Taekwondo has been showing receipts recently, though, doing IRL streams with girls. Oh, IRL streams with girls. Okay. Are these girls his actual girlfriends, or what are we talking about? Or is it just like girls he's inviting and talking to? Because even that doesn't really count, to be honest. Because if it's girls he's just inviting, he has a good following, a good size following. So you can always say, and by the way, a lot of these creators, by the way, one guy that comes to mind is AMS. You can tell, again, this is if you have game. You can only tell this if you have game. But you can tell that guy didn't really start getting girls until he started like gaining a bunch of YouTube followers. Right? I can always tell when motherfuckers got girls when they were broke, and the motherfuckers that only started getting girls when they started having access to more women. It's very obvious to tell. So I'm not saying that's who Taekwondo is. Again, I'm still getting to know and familiarize myself with this guy. But let me cook. Let me see what's going on with him, because I know that's what's going on with AMS. No, don't take that seriously. Those girls aren't even compliant to him. Oh, they're not even compliant to him? You know what? Let me go be the judge of it. Let me go see what's going on there. Ryu, does it look like me and my girls? Because y'all have seen me communicate with my girls. Does him talking to those girls look like me and my girl or no? That one time Julian pulled that one shawty, used her to open another shawty. Dude, I learned that from Julian, and I went crazy with that shit. Literally. And by the way, every time you're in a club, that's what you should be doing. You open one set, you go, you know what, that girl over there looks cool. Let's go make her our friend for the night. Take that girl, walk over to the new girl and be like, hey, listen, we just came to talk to you. We just met, we want to come meet you. What's your name? Now you have 2 bitches. Boom, 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 boom. It's called merging sets. And by the end of that, you've created a jealousy plot line amongst all these girls. Now they're all trying to get your attention one-on-one. It's beautiful. Jay's taken from me, those girls are only there for the views. They don't care about him or his game. Oh well. I trust for you for saying that. I'm gonna still go do my due diligence and check him out to, like, due diligence. But if for you saying that, and for you of all people, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. By the way, I ran a phenomenal game on Russian Girl lately. Ooh, let me hear about it. She's compliant, it's playful, in a great position. She's gonna send me pictures of herself in Switzerland, including her mom. That's so funny. That's good. Well done. You said if the girl is moving away, the action of ghosting isn't gonna work. So what should be the next course of action? If your girl is showing like she's pulling away, make sure you indicate disinterest. That is what I always say. Pulling away is an indication of disinterest. So you have to indicate disinterest back. Right? Indicate disinterest. Say something that makes her think that you do not see her as part of you or your future. Literally. That is what will jolt her back into urgency for you. But just simply doing nothing will not work. You feel me? And then we're going to go on a date when she gets back. Oh, I'd like to hear that. I'd like to hear that. Make her invest in you first. That's a good one. Facts, indeed. He doesn't show receipts, but he does talk to women. Ryu already said apparently that doesn't matter. That's not receipts, Mr. DBIDN. That's not receipts. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you don't get bitches. You just told me you don't get bitches. If you think just talking to a woman
is receipts, then how fucking lonely are you, bro? Any random mother. Listen, I was talking to someone about this in my industry. I'm not gonna say who, but I was talking about it. Like I can tell when
not only are faking their so-called receipts, but they don't have women in their lives. And I'm gonna start exposing some of these motherfuckers. Do you know how easy it is to walk out in public at night on a Friday night when it's busy, when all these girls are out? Do you know how easy it is to just literally walk up to a group of friends and be like, "Hey girls, listen, oh wait, I agree with you. They show compliance is boost. Exactly. But do you know how easy it is to go out and be like, "Hey girls, listen, I just need to take a picture for my mom, and she's in Florida. And let's say they're like in fucking LA, right? She's in Florida. She wants to know I'm okay. You mind letting my mom know we're okay? Let's take a picture. Hey!" And then they take a picture with some random hot girls. You know how easy that is, and I can tell. Real receipts. Let me tell you something, right? There's a reason why all my receipts I show. First of all of them are videos, right? The only ones I can't show you videos of are the ones I don't have videos of until I show you pictures. But all of them are videos. That's one. And two, you're seeing one thing in all those videos. The woman in the video with me is showing me clear interest. Like she's showing through her body language, I like Jason and I want him to be here with me. You want to know why I do that? Because it's impossible to fake that. You cannot fake a woman's interest on a fucking camera. I don't care how much you pay the bitch. You cannot fake that shit. You cannot fake that. So if you think just talking to a girl is like receipts, I didn't know your fucking level. That means you're so bad at game, you can't even tell when a bitch is actually interested in a motherfucker. But you know, I'm gonna forgive you. Maybe Ryu for the first time is leading me astray, which I don't believe. But let's say that's the case. I'll go watch his videos with these girls that he's talking to. And if I find out that this motherfucker can't even hold a conversation with a girl and make her comply to him consistently, I will come back and find you, Mr. DBIDN. I will find you. And I will you know what? I'm not going to say that for TikTok. I'm just messing with you, baby. Jason, one of his videos is literally using a woman's back as a punching bag. Oh, you talking about the one where I'm punching? Yeah. Which, by the way, I've recreated many times. I think I'm gonna do that. What do you guys think about that video, right? Because I remember one time someone was like, that shit is funny. You were punching her ass. And I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go meet all my girls, recreate that video, and then I'm gonna rank all of them from 1 to 4, right? Like which one is the best, which one isn't the best, like shit like that. Should I do that? Should I make a video like, here's my booty punching videos ranked in ascending order? Like even that right there is what I'm talking about. Punching a girl's ass like that, she has to be fucking super chill with you and like the fuck out of you. Like she's literally like doing her makeup in the mirror. I'm in the back like Mike Tyson. Do you think you can do that with a bitch you don't know? I dare all your favorite Red Pill guys to go and replicate that shit. I dare them. You feel me? That's what a real receipt looks like. It's a bitch being okay with your existence, existing around you. Bro, his game on Ruby Rose was trying to find her true self. Oh God, don't tell me what he was behind all the glam and the glitz and the glamour and the social media stuff. I just want to know the real you. Don't listen. You guys are poisoning my mind. Let me go and watch this kid and give him a fair shake. All right. He's probably got some amazing qualities about him. Let me go find out. I don't want to dogpile on him like this. This is wrong. Let me go give him a fair shake and then I'll come back. Okay? That should be enough to tell you about him. Let me not say anything. Don't say anything else. Let me just go watch it. I'll go watch it. I will go watch it, and I will give this guy his props if he deserves it. You know? Because there's a lot of guys that I think, could be doing better, but are still good. Like Cassie Zander. I'm like, you know what? Not the best, but I fuck with Cassie Zander. He's cool. I like him. He's cool. But, let's see. His videos are annoying, though. They're like, An hour long with no knowledge. Chill out. Let me go and see for myself. Okay? Chill out. What Jay says works. Listen to him, you damn non-mods. Stop bullying the non-mods. Damn. Let's see. If they did say that. Oh, I didn't read that one. When you're talking to a woman, do you stay on the phone as long as possible? No, I do not. My time is precious, and so should yours. So should non-mod is derogatory now? Y'all ain't shit. Y'all are letting the power get to you. These boys. But nah, I don't stay on the phone as long as possible. That is definitely not the goal. The goal is to hit a few checkpoints and cut that shit off as soon as possible. Soon as possible. What about Primetime Hidia? I have no idea who that is. How do you approach a girl as a broke guy? The same way you would as a rich guy. You show up, you push pull, you tease, you flirt, you make her qualify herself, you reward her for her qualification, and you ask compliance. That's what you do. Process. Like, you having money or not having money doesn't change anything. Let's see. All right, I definitely gotta go soon, guys. It's like literally 11 on the dot here, so I'm gonna rush through the last ones, the last bits. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I also think Coach EO gives bad advice to men when he tells men not to do pickup. They always try to make men who do this as weak. They're smart. Indeed, man. Like Coach EO is another one. I'll destroy him later. Don't worry about him. I put him in the same category as AMS anyway. It's I don't know why these light-skinned dudes always. And then what's his fucking name? Donovan. I mean, Donovan Sharp is kind of easy to punch down on. He's a red pill guy, so you know. 5 a.m. around there, fair enough. Early as fuck for you, my boy. Yeah, never got into AMS. He was too extreme. AMS sounds like someone that has troubles getting women. I'm not ready for any. All I care about right now is serving you guys. And these other motherfuckers are lucky. Because I could be on my Kendrick Lamar shit and just start calling niggas out. And they have no fucking recourse. I promise you. They have none. No, what are they going to do? Call me back out? How? I got receipts for days. They have no fucking recourse. When I start dropping names, man. But let me focus on y'all. Y'all are my biggest priority. So I'll focus on that right now. Let's see. I agree with you. Even when they show compliance is to boost their own agenda. Exactly. I got recordings while they're complimenting me afterwards. Compliments. I mean, any girl, your mom gives you compliments. That don't mean shit. Is there any recordings you have where they give you something that is a little more consequential than compliments? Is it better to use the mystery guy approach or someone who's charismatic and more of a people person? If you're a people person, then the mystery method is going to work for you phenomenally. Phenomenally. You know? Jason, one of his... Oh, yeah, I read that one. Now he gets interest is because I watch him, you don't. That's why you have this reaction. About the Taekwondo guy? Fair enough. Again, listen, I'm open to correction. If I end up being wrong about this guy or Ryu ends up being wrong about this guy, I'm okay with that. That's fine. But don't forget now, I actually have women in my life. Do you? Don't forget that part. Y'all can hate me all you want. I do what I say I can do. And I've proven that multiple times. Even here live on TikTok. Can you? Hey, that's why I'm hard to argue with when it comes to this shit. It's real life experience versus fucking yappers talking. Yaps. If I'm actually wrong and he's on your level, take away my mod status immediately. Damn. Ryu done put his mod status on the line. Okay, fair enough. And I'll hold you to that, Ryu. I'll hold you to that. It's not just Ryu. I vouch for him being bad as hell. Wow. So that's 2 mods that put their mod status on it. Apparently, if he's not on my level, if I check and he's not on my level, I have to take away their mod status. And that's saying a lot, because they get a lot of perks being mods. So they're willing to lose out on all that goodness and go back to being a non-mod, as they derogatorily say. Over this shit? Hey, it's not looking good for the guy right now, man. It's not looking good. There's two of my trusted mods saying that. Just saying. Just saying. I don't know about him, but I will join the brothers. Hey, Fish Army said, fuck it, throw mine in there too. My mods stick together, as you can see. Like, it's a family thing at this point. We do what we do. I would go senpaku about it if we lived the nation Japan. That's crazy. That man said he would tear his own stomach out if we were in feudal Japan right now. That's crazy. That is crazy. Tell me about your self-belief course. I'm not telling you shit. Go get it. It's completely free. Go get it. Go get it. If you guys want to tell them about it, that's one thing. But go get it. It's already free. There's no risk to you at all. Go get it. I had to say that last bit, Ryu. Indeed. Agree. Non-mods. The derogatory. What's a good first compliance for a woman? Honestly, just replying to you. That would be the first, because she can easily just decide to ignore you and not talk to you. So the fact that she's allowing herself to enter a conversation with you, that's a very good first bit of compliance. Whichever mod pinned him, it's beats. You'll never know. Jace is definitely a couple dimensions above, but his advice seems less fruitful than his actual what? By the way, what do you think of Ruby Rose and Drewski being together? I know Drewski. I don't even really know who Ruby Rose is like that. I know she's one of these social media chicks, right? I guess Drewski got some game about him. You know, I mean, he's a funny guy. Drewski's funny. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a fan of his brand of comedy. For the longest time, I was one of those people that was like, why is this guy famous? But I've come to understand and appreciate his unique brand of comedy, you know? I think of him like the comedy version of NBA Youngboy. I still, to this day, don't really understand NBA Youngboy. I don't get it. I don't get what the appeal is. I maybe like one NBA Youngboy song, and that's Nevada, right? But I can still, within that, appreciate the fact that there's a lot of people that resonate with him. That's how I feel about it. To be fair, I don't hate the Taekwondo kid. He just doesn't have a game like he says he does. I don't hate him either. I don't even know the guy. I don't hate any of these people. I can just tell when they're not as skilled as they say they are. Honestly. Scratch that. I meant Taekwondo's advice seems less truthful. Oh, I see. That makes a lot more sense. I kind of got that anyway. You're fine. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I read that. How do I learn what archetype I am? You look back at your own past and see how safe you've been going about doing things. It's about your risk-taking ability. What kind of risks have you taken? How disagreeable are you with other people on a daily basis? And go from there. That should be more than enough to like figure out who you are as a person. Let's see. Damn long distance girl just sent me a voice message and a video. It's 4 a.m. for her. Wow. Not sure what happened, but I can feel she's feeling anxious and unsure about me. That's good. Very good. She's trying to get your attention, video and fucking voice note. Perfect. That's exactly how it should be. Got school in 2 hours. WJs. WU, my friend. Well done. I gotta go though, like for real. I said that like 10 minutes ago. Then his actual conversation, he focuses on not being serious, so that's a good thing. But there's one girl that seems to have a future with him, so you should see their dynamic. That's the best receipts. Okay, I'll check it out. If he says to not be serious, that's good advice, because that's kind of the same advice I give you guys as well, which is just be playful. Don't take shit seriously about women, man. They're never the point, so you should never see them as consequential. Now I got a bone to pick with Taekwondo guy. Guys like him make me lose faith in humanity. Damn. Really? I didn't think he was that good so far, but I didn't think he was that bad either. Like, there's guys I think are literally setting men back a few fucking steps, right? I don't think the Taekwondo guy is one of those people so far, though, you know? Like, AMS, Coach EO, fucking mediocre tutorial reviews. Those guys, like, yeah, they're setting men fucking back. Fit and Fearless, definitely setting men back. I'm not even gonna say those names later, because there's some guys on TikTok I'll say, but when I'm ready to attack them, I will. We'll talk about them later. But yeah, there's a lot I think are setting men back. But Taekwondo guy so far just looks like he's just not high level. You know, I don't think he's necessarily setting men back. It's not that bad. It just takes a lot to be arguably intermediate, but that's it. Fair enough. That's kind of how I think about him too so far. It's just like, I don't think he's necessarily giving bad advice, but okay, let me put it like this. If you're looking to be advanced, yes, he's definitely giving bad advice. But if you're a beginner, it's decent advice. It's not bad. Taekwondo isn't bad. He helps you get 1s and 4s. That's crazy. Shut up. Leave him alone, man. The thing is, if I listen to the voice note, she can see that. Should I just let it sit and listen? Give it a few hours and listen. Like, wait till you wake up from your sleep, then you can listen. You feel me? Chris Brown bought all the tickets to Quavo's concert so that it can be empty. He took a fucking page out of 50? That is some gangster shit. It really is. You see, that's why I love 50, man. The protector types, they gotta stick together. They really do. Let's see. Listen to it later in a few days. Yeah, a few days, yeah. Give it some time. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna just end it here because I'll never get to the end. Perfect time to end it. 11:11. Look at that. But I appreciate you guys. Remember, go and register for Self Belief. It is completely free. You have no reason to not fucking register for it. Go watch Self Belief. It is a few hours of content. Probably one of the most important things I've ever put out. Speaking of one of the most important things I've ever put out, you want to also go watch my video on YouTube called The Laws of the Game. It'll give you a very good fundamental basis of how a game works. And if you want to learn how to completely incorporate a girl into your life, may I suggest my own very personal dating system that I have developed over the last 7 years called The Interview. It's in its light version right now, which means the price is at a certain price, like a pre-order price essentially, before I have to increase the price by upgrading the entire course. So for right now, the course is like literally less than 3 hours of content. When I take it up to fucking 12 hours of content, the price has to go up with it. So please go and get it now before the price goes up. It is called The Interview Lite. All those links are in the bio. Link in the bio. Go get all those things. And for those of you that want to, get on the phone with me, get in contact with me, go schedule a call with me. Same links in the bio. Click on my link tree. Press the buttons. You know what to do from there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the love, all the support. Please actually use the information I give you, though. Like, I would have stolen all your money and your time if you don't actually use the information that I tell you to go practice with, okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. It's been Jason, favorite scientist. Do with this information what you must.